You're listening to the Incomparables Total Party Kill podcast, in which a group of friends play Dungeons & Dragons on the internet for your amusement. This is episode number 500, and we're celebrating by posting a session that was recorded live around an actual table in Portland, Oregon in July 2023. Posted May 2025. Alpaca Macadamia Nuts.
Welcome back to Total Party Kill. It's me, Tony Sindelar, a Dungeon Master. And today we're doing something we've never done before and will never do again. That's right, this is a special recorded live from a undisclosed location in-person edition of Total Party Kill. What? We did this hybrid once and now we have dared to all assemble in one place, risking our insurance premiums to play Dungeons & Dragons around a table like people did in olden days if each of them had a microphone in their face. Allow me to introduce our players. They will introduce their characters, some returning, some new, and then we'll get into things. I get to actually do this in clockwise order. Ooh. Starting on my left, James Thompson, welcome to the podcast.
This is the first time I've played in-person D&D since about probably before you were born, and I don't want to think about that
You
anymore.
are extremely old.
Not as old as him.
Okay. You know, when you point at someone, it doesn't work great.
Yeah, but
we have a video.
I was maintaining the mystery of who it could be.
Okay.
Like,
Methuselah over here.
I'm not doxing. Is doxing the right word for age? Probably not.
I don't know.
You've exceeded your time.
Yeah, you've
Yes,
exceeded
I am playing Naiasa Nightweaver, who is a returning character, she, her, and she can now do multiple new psychic things, including teleport, which is very exciting.
That's not really psychic.
Also joining us, it's Annette Wearstra.
Hey, it is me. I'm here at the table playing Valenthe, another returning character, and Naiasa's sister. I can do more exciting things like throw, I think, bigger ice knives and
Bigger ice knives, no waiting.
bigger ice knives.
Also joining us, it's Nick Scott. Welcome back, Nick.
Thank you very much. Happy to be here. I am playing Merdri, and Merdri is a fighter, a human fighter, and basically, not too exciting because I'm a human fighter.
Also joining us, it's legally required when I run Dungeons & Dragons in person somewhere, he will appear whether invited or invoked by the sound of miniatures on a vinyl map. It is Dan Morin.
Or someone rolling dice. I'm here. I'm here, and I have dredged from the past Quewaris Spellstrummer, who some might remember last seen in the environs of White Sparrow, who is a bard and is very excited to be here. That's pretty much it. I can do many, many, many more things. So many more things than I used to be able to do that I actually don't know them all yet.
I mean, we're talking you and your character.
Yeah, both. You'll have to wait and see.
And last, but certainly not least, my understanding is he has never played Dungeons & Dragons in person before, and this was required by him. My contract with him is extensive. It's mainly things I have to do. It's Jason Snell!
Read the fine print, Tony.
Yeah.
Read the fine print. And also, I would like to say I dispute the fact that James played Dungeons & Dragons before you were born. I don't think that's true. You may have been a wee bairn, as they say, but I believe you were alive.
I was never a,
Yeah,
I was
That's
never,
how things work in
a
Scotland.
very
He's
tiny
a-
Scottish bear.
I was never a bear of any size.
An owl bairn.
Yes, that's right. I'm playing Nis. She is, you may have heard of her before. She's been in various adventures. She's a sorcerer and a lizard folk person and the dean of Lizard Sorcery University.
You don't have a name for that school yet?
Still workshopping.
Okay.
They have a name for it. I just don't know it. They don't tell me.
Like LSU is already like there's some namespace collision there. We are playing around a physical table instead of over our normal Zoom world. There is a map in front of us. People have miniatures. There are stacks of dice. There are cans of soda. You may get some interesting background texture sound.
Yeah.
Like that.
Oh.
We also have lurking, not on microphone, our chief engineer, Steven Strapansky, Total Party Kill producer, Eric Ensign, and spectator, Shelley Brisbane. So, it's a crowded room. So, our adventure is going to take place at Candlekeep Library. We are playing the adventure Candlekeep Deconstruction from the Candlekeep Mysteries set of adventures. This is a locale that some players and some characters have been at before, but will be new to others. As with all of our adventures, it starts in one of the reading rooms at the Pillars of Pedagogy, the main parts of Candlekeep open to the public. And so you find yourselves all in a reading room, perhaps engaged in things. You know, as adventurers in Candlekeep, many of you have been around and know that just adventure has a way of presenting itself. It may be a couple weeks, it may be a couple hours since the last adventure, but if you hang out long enough, like a haunted book is going to hit somebody in the back of the head, or, you know, a chasm to hell will open up, you know, just outside Candlekeep, or statues will start fighting. Something will happen that will require your attention. But until then, you're just sitting there chilling, reading books, making small talk, maybe getting to know some of your fellow adventurers who are not related to you by blood, in the case of two sisters that we have here. And so I'll just check in with our players. What are you up to? Perhaps what brings you to Candlekeep Library? Is there a particular source of knowledge that you're seeking? Was there a particular type of book you used for entry at this time on your travels? For indeed, every time one enters Candlekeep Library, the price of admission is a book that they do not currently have in their library. That's how they build it.
Well, Quewaris has traveled here from White Sparrow, and he is... It's an interesting thing that's driven him here. He has this song stuck in his head, and he can't get it out, but he doesn't know what song it is. So he has ventured to Candlekeep to see if he can track down information about what the origin of this tune that's just bugging him.
Do you want to hum a little bit of it here? Okay.
Nobody knows it.
Nobody knows it.
We could Shazam it.
They haven't invented that spell yet.
Nis is here. She's donated one of the books that was left over in the Skull Fortress. It's a sort of a Cult 101 book. Maybe somebody will be looking to start up a cult. She's not interested in that. She's here, having plumbed the knowledge of sorcery in the past to set up her university. She's now looking for a book about instructional design because she realizes she needs to be better at teaching, and she needs her teachers to be better at teaching. And I think that's important in academia, Tony.
No professor cares about teaching in academia.
Well, this isn't a professor so much as she's just trying to get the school on track, right? She's more in administration and outreach and real estate as well.
I feel Naiasa has probably gained entry with a book that she previously stole. Just, you know, like, it's a book that's not in their library. It fulfills the contract technically. So she's there. But I imagine she is there with her sister researching like family history stuff, trying to get, you know, this fill in some of the blanks. And also because we run a spa now, that there's more business administration learning as well.
You could get a correspondence course and your master's in MSA and master's in spa administration.
I just realized we should team up.
It is,
and we can have accredited courses.
It is interesting that both owners of the spa are just hanging out in a library that is a long way away from that spa.
Like you get people to run this stuff, and then all you do is you take the money out of the business.
Again, this exists in a fantasy world where running a small business is extremely lucrative.
Is it front?
Yeah.
I mean, yes, it is.
Yes, it definitely is.
That was very difficult to find out.
We developed a spa menu that is both a spa menu and also an assassination menu?
Yeah, we established that.
There is
we have.
literally a Google Doc.
There is. So, you know, do you want to bathe in the pool?
No.
Or would you like us to drown someone in the pool? It's more lucrative for us.
Wow. Okay.
All right. Merdri is previously having been a soldier, has written a document himself that he is providing with history of battles, individuals involved, and the enemies fought. Currently, he is really looking for a book around skeletons. He's interested in understanding how to better defeat them, and of course, he is very focused on his career as a soldier and as he goes on and does further adventuring.
Would he be horrified to know there's a skeleton inside him right now?
Only one.
Thank God for that.
So I'm just going to assume that, obviously some of you may know, your characters may know each other better than others, but, there's just the camaraderie of the Candlekeep library where you might be prepared to go into an adventure with whoever happens to be lying around. Also, I'm making a mental note to myself that at some point we're going to require James to play a lawful good character and just watch him squirm for an entire
we
adventure.
did that. You made me do that.
Didn't you make him racist?
No, he wasn't racist. He was a misogynist.
Oh wow.
And I played it for one adventure
I
and
see.
thought, I hate this.
I'm
This is-
sorry.
This is worse than
Yeah, I'm sorry I forgot the exact bigotry of your shitty line.
Yeah,
I feel like that's cheating.
No, it's again letter of the law, not spirit of the law.
I have concerns. Anyway.
All right. So, it's a nice quiet afternoon. Pillars of Pedagogy, always pretty quiet. There's various enchantments cast on things such that, things are quiet. Sound does not travel between the various reading rooms. I'm going to say you found yourself in a slightly smaller reading room than usual. It's just the 5 of you. There's no other adventures around. You're surrounded by stacks of various books. Remember that the standard Candlekeep library protocol is that you request books from the main library, and they are fetched by the Avowed, the monk-like librarians that staff Candlekeep, who fetch you titles. And so they're regularly doing a lot of bringing stacks of books back and forth. But basically because access to the main collection is actually extremely controlled unless any of you are thinking of becoming a librarian. First rule is a vow of poverty. Second is purple robes.
Nope.
I mean, define poverty.
You are paid mainly in gruel and access to books.
I mean, I've got access to books. It's not legal, but
Well,
I've got access.
You got gruel.
I'm just saying, I think
You're set.
I think your life of crime has made you soft and needing creature comforts.
I mean, I can steal creature comforts. It's fine.
And so perhaps maybe some of you look up as you hear the door to the reading room kind of squeak as it opens, and a gray-haired dwarf clad in... Pass this miniature around. I provided miniatures for things. Miniatures are not intended to be exactly photorealistic. He is not wielding a dagger. A dwarf, elderly-looking dwarf, long gray beard, purple cloak of the Avowed, comes in, and he's carrying, it looks like, one big, heavy black book, and he sees you across the room and kind of hustles over to you, and he kind of just clears some space, possibly moves some of your possessions out of the way, to put the big, heavy book down in front of you. And he's looking around the table at all of you, and he's wheezing. I need some help. I'm trying to find...
Oh no!
He slumps over at the table in front of you, and then falls off the table and hits the ground next to the table.
Can I roll a medicine check?
Yeah.
All right. That is... Oh, I rolled it on my next one. I should be rolling it here. Check it out. 19.
All right, Quewaris, you bolt up from your table, from your seat at the reading room table, run around the corner, and the gray-haired dwarf is on the ground. His hand is clutching at his chest, and you feel for a pulse, I assume, or whatever the old-timey medicine equivalent thereof is.
I think they all have pulses.
Yeah, you put leeches on them.
It's just that's the first move?
Yeah. He's probably got too much pulse. This will take the edge off. Roll me a medicine check, please, Quewaris. And
did.
yeah,
19, yeah.
only a few minutes in, and we've rolled dice. This is Dungeons and Dragons, people. Dan, can you make sure to roll it like on the table so we get to hear it rattle?
I did roll it on the table. This all happened already.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah.
You rolled a 19?
I rolled 19.
On 19, you feel for a pulse. Nothing. He
Nothing?
is
Uh-oh.
dead.
Already?
Yeah.
That was fast.
He is dead. He is still
We
warm.
didn't do it.
Because as far as you know, he was alive very recently.
And so he's wearing Avowed robes.
He's indeed wearing the purple robes of the Avowed. He looks like he has kind of a strange, kind of like a jumpsuit on, utility coveralls kind of thing on under the robes, which is unusual for the Avowed, who tend to be kind of just, I think, kind of garbed more simply. But yes, he is clear. He seems to be one of the avowed.
And I stand up as I'm watching Quewaris run over to check him, and I just shout in the midst of this nice, quiet library, "Is there a doctor in the house?"
The people present are the other players. Are any of you a cleric or doctor?
Negative.
No.
You're basically the opposite of a Dr.
So
James.
I feel that Naiasa's first move at this point would be to check the pockets of this dwarf and see if there's anything good.
All right, you rifle through his pockets. He seems to be...
Dear God, he's just not even cold yet.
Give me a perception check. Dice rolling. This is what people tune in for.
+3. 18 plus
All
3.
right, you rifle through his pockets, checking presumably for information about next of kin.
Yes.
He's got like some napkins, and doesn't seem like this is not a guy who is rolling. He doesn't even have a ring of keys, so he's probably not a ranking member of the Avowed or anything like that. So he does not have anything of excitement or value on this.
I take the napkins.
Okay, they smell like meatball sub. So
It brings back so many memories.
yeah. I will say the very large book that he slammed down on the table in front of you probably catches somebody's eyes. It is a big black with yellowed lettering book with kind of a strange title that doesn't totally make sense to you. And it's got like there's I don't know if you can see it in the image I'm holding up for the players very well, but there's kind of an image of a dwarf embossed into the title.
I do like that it looks like Candlekeep.
So there is you have a dead librarian. It's a classic closed room murder mystery. 5 of you, 1 dead librarian,
One assassin.
1 assassin,
I mean, 2
2 assassins.
Well, we only know one.
Yeah.
I mean, but we're off the clock.
Okay.
There are
paid us for
no.
this.
Is there any mechanism for summoning another avowed or like a?
I think that we'll say that there's probably like a little pull cord bell thing by the door. And it is not unusual that Avowed occasionally pop in, but yeah, I think there's a way that you can summon basically like a runner or
I mean,
message.
before we summon anyone, this could be pinned on us.
I'm just going to walk up to the door, open it, and just kind of peek outside and see if there's anybody obvious.
Sure. You peek out into the hallway outside the reading room. It looks empty. There's probably a variety of other reading rooms nearby, so you're not completely isolated, but it's empty. You're in one of the pillars of Pedagogy Tower. I'm going to say you're on the 7th floor. So,
Can I take a look at the book without touching it?
yes, you do that with your eyes.
Yes.
Just rub those eyeballs right up on it.
Do you want to give me a quick
Without
perception
touching.
check to look at a book?
Yes, I would. Put my reading glasses on to read paper. 21.
All right. So you study the book. It is, as mentioned, a black leather book. It is... let's see here. I feel like it always likes to give the dimensions of the book. Maybe not this time. It's a big, sturdy black leather book and written in kind of a fancy font, kind of geometric shapes, is the title Candlekeep Deconstruction, except everywhere you would expect to see a C in that name, there is the letter K, which is unusual. As mentioned, there's kind of an image of a smiling dwarf and a hammer stamped into the front cover, and then perhaps maybe the name of the author below that, Isajar. And it looks like it's either a relatively recent addition to the library, or at least it's in very nice condition. It does not look like a particularly old book. It looks like it's in nice condition. It's kind of a square, black leather bound book. You can see the crisp white pages on the spine there. You want to look through it with your hands?
I think, do I sense any evil coming off of it?
You do not sense any evil coming off the books, other than
The natural evil of
the
books.
natural evil of literacy in books. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to flip open the front cover.
All right. You flip over the front cover, and there's like an introduction from Isajar, and talking about the marvel that is Candlekeep Library. And looking ahead, it looks like most of this book is not filled with filthy words, but lovely pictures. For this seems to be a book of basically blueprints of Candlekeep.
I'm very interested.
And I'm just going to say, because you rolled a very high perception check, you can't help but notice that there is kind of like, it looks like there's kind of dog-eared, most of the book is in pristine condition, but it looks like someone, perhaps this ex-dwarf, kind of bookmarked a particular section of the book.
Can I flip to that section,
Yeah.
please?
Okay. You find a kind of strange set of renderings of a tower. That's presumably one of the towers within the inner courtyard of Candlekeep. Not one that you as visitors to Candlekeep would likely to have visited. The tower has a name, which is seems like kind of a strange, nonsensical name. The tower is called the Barn Door.
Barn door.
Oh man, they closed that after the horses got out.
I mean, I feel I was gonna say I feel this. It's maybe just Naiasa's projecting, but is this dwarf like working on a heist? You got blueprints of a place.
Yeah, can I do a more thorough investigation on this dwarf?
On the dwarf?
Yeah, because you said he was dressed oddly, so let me look here. That's 3, but my investigation is plus 8, 11.
Let's see here.
Oh, also, hold on one second. Let me just check one thing. No, it's only charisma. Yep, 11.
What, 11?
Yep.
He is quite dead. His the jumpsuit that he's wearing is a little strange. And it looks like it might have had like an embroidered patch kind of across the breast that has been torn off. But there's still kind of like a rectangular stitching mark there.
If we summon the other avowed, they might be able to identify him.
They
Or
might.
not, as I suspect.
Which would tell us something in and of itself.
Yeah.
I'm going to use my mage hand to ring the bell.
Okay. You safely ring the bell without daring to trigger
I just don't wanna go
the
over.
fireball that's triggered on every 5th bell ring in the avowed bell
That's
things.
real dangerous in a library, Tony.
Yeah,
I mean-
they like to keep
They don't want the bell rung. Please stop ringing the bell. Stop
Yeah.
bothering us.
a avowed intern appears. Hello guys, what can I do for you? Meatball subs for everybody?
I think this man had one meatball sub too many.
Oh gosh! Oh no! What am I supposed to do? My training didn't cover this.
Perhaps you could retrieve your manager.
I'll do that right now. Nobody touch the body. I think. He leaves.
Yep.
we-
No,
we-
we definitely didn't do that.
Touch
Nope.
the body.
Nope.
Several minutes later, the room is swarming with avowed. The purple-robed clad librarians descend upon this place. There's some of them are apologizing profusely. Some of them are kind of using their bodies to kind of keep you off the side of the room with the body. And at least one avowed is like unrolling yellow tape to kind of like mark out an area here. It seems like the most senior of the librarians present, a dragonborn that some of you have perhaps seen but never interacted with before. This is Bookworm, worm with a Y, and she is the first reader of Candlekeep, so it's a very high rank, and clearly nothing that you have seen or experienced in Candlekeep before has merited the attention of the first reader, but a murder or a death, an unexplained death, within Candlekeep apparently gets the administration churning, and so this avowed appears and approaches you and says, "I'm very sorry, but we're going to have to close this reading room down. We will happily find you other accommodations elsewhere, but we need to secure the scene and figure out what's going on. Apologies for the intrusion and for the disruption
happen
to your."
know who this dwarf is?
Oh, yes. This is Burn Stern Metal. He's one of our order, a junior acolyte.
Couldn't help but notice that peculiar garb he has. Is that related to a specific task he does, or?
It is a little unusual. He does frequently. Many of his duties are custodial in nature, and perhaps he fashioned himself his own garments to help with that.
In what part of the library does he usually work?
Oh, it's very unusual that he's here. He's usually behind the scenes, sweeping up and doing light repair work and things like that. I think he's actually really supposed to be in the inner sanctum. Not sure what he was doing here. Perhaps you could lend some insight. Was he a friend of yours?
Never seen
An
him before.
acquaintance from the hearth? Someone
Yes, I knew him.
roll lying.
That's deception, you say. 12 plus 8, so 20.
Why would anyone lie about that? Oh, my condolences.
He mentioned something about the barn door. What do you know about that?
Oh, the barn door. Well, it's an old tower in the inner courtyard. It's been condemned for some time. I'm not sure. I don't even think we would have anyone cleaning them out. Maybe you misheard him?
No, it definitely was a tower called the barn door.
Well, it's definitely a tower. It's a little strange. I'm not sure why they call it the barn door. That's before my time, but it's supposed to be condemned. He should stay away from there. It could be dangerous. Someone could get. Someone.
He found something more dangerous, I think.
Well, it's also possible he could have died of old age or exertion, or
Is he very old?
he's elderly.
Okay.
That was one of the few words to describe his physical appearance.
Okay. But did the medicine check yield anything that suggested he was in ill health? Or
It does seem, I think from your medicine check, because you did check him, I think your initial, I guess I didn't answer your questions back then. As far as you could tell, it seemed like he possibly died of a heart attack.
Okay.
So, yeah, he was out of breath as he ran up to you, and not
happy to
doing
sign the
great.
coroner's report.
Okay,
But he was agitated. And
yeah, he was agitated.
And he wanted to tell us something.
Yes.
And he couldn't get to the end of the sentence. Cause
We have to wait until the Tox screen comes back. Tox is, of course, our coroner.
and he hides behind a screen.
He does. He does.
To do all his work.
He enjoys his privacy. You see.
I see. I see. Would you mind if we took a look at the barn door? His death weighs heavy on me, and I would like to.
I will consider
See.
it, but it's within the inner sanctum, and that's really off limits to visitors, and really strictly for the avowed. And I believe it's condemned. It's probably not safe. Let me consider that and get back to you. Perhaps you would enjoy. Maybe you would all like to have a nice meal at the hearth on Candlekeep.
I would like to roll insight, please, and see if there is anything. Seems like Bookworm is deliberately trying to obfuscate. That is an 18 plus 4, 22.
I will say, Quewaris, you think right now that Bookworm is just being kind of a inflexible administrator, enforcing what are known as the known policies.
I will
Candlekeep.
take Nis by the arm for a second and say, of course, we respect you in this time, and we would... maybe we should all regroup for a little bit.
I think as a large organization and bureaucracy that mainly interfaces with adventurers who are ever curious about the world and looking to investigate things, and sometimes you just have to be strict about policies. Otherwise, you're going to have people investigating all of your condemned towers all day, and that's just, they don't have to, they have books to catalog.
So, has she expressed any interest in this book? Did we tell her that the book was there?
That is actually, I was going to ask you all, where did you leave the book? You were looking at the book, so I imagine you were holding it.
I think
right?
somebody used some.
I may
Describe the
have
book,
taken the book and sort of
Well, I have
going
to
to
ask
try and
you,
abscond with it.
may have, or did
definitely May is just my equivocation of
All right.
I have taken the book.
Would you like to roll perhaps a sleight of hand to have concealed the book as they are
What's your sleight of
securing the area?
14 plus 3.
All right, I think you've
17.
got the book, and so you've tucked the book away.
Well, time for a heist.
All right, should we make our way out of the room for the moment?
Yeah, I mean, like, presumably we can't get near the inner sanctum.
And whatever we want to
Easily.
learn
Can we?
will be in the book. Which
Should
I
we
have.
step out into the courtyard and walk towards perhaps is this the emerald door is the entrance to the inner keep? Is that right? Or
Yes, the emerald door, which I don't think any of you have ever passed.
Is there are there people guarding it, or is it magically protected?
Is there a laundry nearby?
I was thinking maybe we ought to actually get a free dinner and see if the system could work.
I mean, do we trust that we will not wake up somewhere?
If there's no one else around at this particular moment standing, is there other people in the courtyard or no?
You head out, you descend the 7 floors from where you were in the Pillars of Badgaji, and are crossing the immense Court of Air courtyard, and if there's people, they are far away. Unless you want them to
Quewaris-
be nearby.
Quewaris runs like a hand over his face, and as he comes away, he basically just turns himself into bookworm.
Oh, nice.
And says, "Perhaps we could investigate further." But I don't know how to get past it. Well, actually, we can take a look at the magic and at least see if there's a way past that, or see if there's another entrance.
I mean, like,
Since the book has all of these plans, maybe there's something interesting
Yes.
in the book.
An
about
alternate
Bangor
entrance.
a door.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Shall we pour over that perhaps somewhere?
while having a meal.
Yeah.
Well, then in that case,
I mean, you might get a higher class of meal.
that's true. But you got to keep your powder dry.
I mean, we might as well have the free meal because otherwise it looks suspicious.
As a traveling performer, never turn down free food.
But we will rate them afterwards.
All right, so
yeah.
off
Should we-
to the
Hearth.
All right, you head to the hearth, and 5 meatball subs later,
That was just me.
Well, I think, is there some place kind of at the back of the hearth there where
Yeah.
you can gather kind of around and have a look at this book and
Yeah.
specifically think about, well, or I don't know.
Little shady corner where we
Yeah,
can
there-
be a little shady.
I think
the
all
hearth
the
is a
cloths are
lovely,
shady.
the hearth is a lovely tavern, and I think it's less one of your social taverns and more like there's a lot of like quiet nooks where people are enjoying their meal while reading and researching, and so it is totally usual for you to find a room off to the side where you can gather to enjoy some meatball subs and flip through a book.
I mean, all those books are going to be covered in grease.
They prestidigitation to remove.
I have. So we're
Yeah.
Excellent.
Cool.
Yeah, they've got junior acolytes to make sure to de-meatball sub. Technically, there are not supposed to be any books from the library in the hearth because you aren't supposed to have any books like out of the reading rooms. But you have stolen this book, as you have stolen, I believe, every other book that Candlekeep Mysteries have presented you with.
sometimes the books stole us.
That's not true, James.
Sometimes when all of you
it,
got
like, threw us
Oh,
into
well,
a different
okay.
dimension.
Okay, you've been sucked into a dimension within the book. Yeah, that happened like 6 times. Fair enough.
No?
sometimes when all you've got is a book, everything looks like we can steal.
Yeah.
So you find a nice back corner in the hearth, and it's early afternoon. It's not peak lunchtime, so it's pretty quiet. You find a place where you can discuss discreetly while enjoying meatball subs.
So I think definitely it would make sense to, I don't know, does the book have some kind of index to it, or are we able to figure out, is it all of the Candlekeep? Is there anything in there about the gate, other entrances?
Other
We're in
entrances.
heist research right now.
All right.
So,
Get
like,
in there.
blueprints all
Give
over
me
the
some
table.
rolls to search through this book for different kinds of things.
I want to look for specifically the magic around the emerald door. So Arcana, perhaps? Would that work, Tony?
Yeah.
That's a 20 on Arcana.
All right, searching through Candlekeep deconstruction, it seems to be these blueprints of several structures that were built in the inner courtyards of Candlekeep by various dwarven architects and builders that then had their blueprints collected in this thing. There does not seem to be any information about the security systems around Candlekeep, and it's all specific to structures within the main area as opposed to the Emerald Door, which controls access to the main area, or it also doesn't. It does not have any information about the structures in the Court of Air or the Pillars of Pedagogy or anything like that. But a variety of structures within, and as there is the bookmarked section on the barn door.
Can I take a look from a sort of looking for secret passages, that kind of thing with this tower? Looking for
With
anything,
the tower.
with anything out of the ordinary.
Yeah, give me another perception check.
That is not great. That is 7.
All right. You're looking at it. It seems to be kind of a standard 3-story tower with, circular round rooms, one stacked on top of the other. And then there's kind of a basement series of rooms beneath it. There are some strange indications on this blueprint that seem to indicate various kinds of mechanisms that are connected together, and you have no idea what those could be.
I just pass it on to somebody else.
I would
and
like
say,
to look at that and maybe insight and see if I can figure out what these mechanisms are.
Yeah.
That is a 9 plus 5, so 14.
Yeah, you're not sure. They do not seem like standard tower basement mechanisms. So, unusual.
Yeah, use a history check and see if there's anything that
Sure.
I can see from a historical perspective. 5 plus 5, 10.
This tower does not fit with historical tower structures. This seems to be some kind of newfangled Tower 2.0.
a tower out of time.
Tower 2. Interesting.
So we need to get there. So basically, we need to get through the gate.
Do we have any whispers or any indication of anything that any of us have heard about whether or not there's another way to get inside besides the door?
Yeah, so as far as you know, and most people who visit Candlekeep are scrupulous folks who would not seek to violate library policy, that the inner sanctum of Candlekeep is very powerfully protected by magic wards. Some of you might know that there's basically, there's many ranks within the Avowed, but that a relatively high-ranked mage would be stationed at the Emerald Door at all times.
Do I see any high-ranking people here at the
Hearth?
At the hearth?
No, the Hearth is pretty much for guests. So there are no, the Avowed don't hang out here.
Question for you. My background feature is court functionary. Your knowledge of how bureaucracies function lets you gain access to the records and inner workings of any noble court or government you encounter. You know who the movers and shakers are, whom to go for the favors you seek, and what the current intrigues of the interests of the group are. Would I know from that, just sort of my knowledge of the bureaucracy of Candlekeep working, who might either have access or would know how to get access?
Well, any Avowed would be able to pass through.
But we don't know how it knows.
Yeah, you don't know how it knows. It's probably, I think you could assume just from living in the world of Dungeons and Dragons that there's an arcane lock with the password. You have already shown that you can impersonate Bookworm, who is basically the highest ranking bureaucrat.
My concern is if I try to walk through Bookworm and suddenly it's like, no, you're not allowed. Everyone will be like, and I'd be like, I lost my pass.
Yeah.
I mean,
Can I reset my password?
do we think that is a passphrase that we could perhaps overhear if we were standing
I was wondering that.
in a shadowy spot?
Does someone have magical abilities you over here further away?
I mean, I'm just very good at hiding.
Just wander by as they're going.
I mean, it's like shoulder surfing a password.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody's done it.
As you are thinking about various plans, the entire tavern, the Hearth, shakes, and all of your empty meatball sub dishes clatter and tremble on the table. Some books fall off of some shelves. Some tankards fall off of counters, and a bunch of the other patrons are kind of like getting up and looking around as seems to be some kind of wreckage happening.
And
Am I outside?
I don't know. You're inside.
I rush outside.
You rush outside. It looks like people are kind of wandering out of many of the other structures in the Court of Air. The Hearth is your main destination, but there's a horse stable, and there's a place where people get their books printed and bound, and there's basically, it looks like, and there's people kind of coming out of the Pillars of Pedagogy. It seems like whatever just happened to the Hearth happened to all of these structures in Candlekeep. People look kind of concerned and worried.
Any sign of like an explosion or something in the air above?
No.
Like the
Candlekeep?
towers, like
No,
they
you're
all
looking
everything
at
is intact.
Looking at Candlekeep itself, things look okay.
Does somebody say 4.0?
Yeah.
One of the Avowed says,
5.1.
Did you guys feel that too?
Yes.
Wow.
Has this happened before? Is it something that happens regularly? We ask him.
I don't think it's ever happened before. Does that mean not regular?
How are you? Never mind.
His parents sent him there. Like, you gotta learn. It's not working.
They're very well off.
So you said that's the Avowed. You said any of the Avowed have access?
I believe so. And in fact, you see, it looks like especially the pillars of Pedagogy are emptying, and so there are a bunch of Avowed and other people. You see Bookworm kind of moving through the group. looking concerned, trying to take charge of the situation. Everyone remain calm, but I think it would be best if we didn't go into the structures until we are sure that everything is settled down. There could be aftershocks. Remain calm.
I'd like to cast suggestion on the acolyte that was talking to us.
The unnamed dopey one?
Yep.
Hello.
And suggest to him that it would perhaps be helpful to discover the source of this if he could escort us into the inner ward.
There could be people who need saving.
Yeah, they might need our help. He should make a wisdom saving throw.
All right, Dan, while I'm doing that, you're going to think of a name for this individual.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This is... sorry, the first one that came to name was an NPC from a totally different campaign. This is Gustav.
Gustav.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a much spookier miniature than really is appropriate for Gustav.
He's a little goth.
Yeah, Gustav is the goth elf.
With knives for hands.
There's the challenge, listeners. When you play with miniatures, every miniature is in some kind of battle pose, which is exciting when you're in combat. But when you're just meeting people in a library, it's kind of inappropriate that you're just like, yeah, I have 2 knives. Let me run at you. So yeah, Gustav. So Gustav is doing a wisdom save.
Correct.
Gustav has -1 to his wisdom based on my rich backstory that I've created. I have rolled an 18 minus 1 is 17.
Son of a gun. Wait. Shoot. I forgot to use... I have to remember what all my features are because I have new ones.
Bardic mind poisoning or something at level 1?
I had a unsettling words. I can expend one of my bardic inspiration and choose a creature I can see. The creature must subtract the number rolled from the next saving throw it makes before the start of your next turn. I guess I should have done that beforehand, but I forgot it was a thing I could do. Well, that's right. I can try on another dude.
Gustav kind of looks around and says, maybe I should have another meatball sub. I'm going to go do that. Nice meeting you all.
Yeah, take it easy.
Laters. Bookworm is kind of like trying to get the crowd to like settle down and just like, everyone remain calm. This has never happened before. There's no reason to be concerned, but you shouldn't go back into the buildings. We will get this figured out. Full refunds, meatball subs for everyone. Everything is fine.
Can I check to see that this statement appears to be true? Because
yeah, roll insight.
It's a 12.
Even with the 12, it is clear that this is an administrator trying to control a situation that they have extremely limited knowledge of. There's no reason to believe that you are all fine, nor is there any reason to believe you'll all die, other than you will all die eventually.
Is anybody heading towards the Emerald Door?
It does not look like it. There's people don't know what to do other than they don't want to be in various high structures should another earthquake hit Candlekeep. So there's a big crowd of people kind of milling around in the court of air, figuring out what they're going to do.
How does everybody feel about just going to Bookworm and offering our services at this point? I mean, obviously she's in some kind of distress with all of this going on, so...
I mean, it doesn't hurt to try, and then we can always go for plan A.
I was going to say that Nis probably would just walk up to Bookworm and say, we think that this cannot be a coincidence.
Do you want to take the lead? It was your idea.
Yeah. So I'm just going to head up to her and say, offer our services for investigation. We're seeing what's happening here. I feel that this is a real coincidence.
We're tower inspectors.
Roll persuasion with advantage because Bookworm is distressed and easily convinced of things.
Okay. 17. 17.
All right. Bookworm says, that is an excellent idea. I surely would have thought of it in a matter of moments. Right this way. And Bookworm snaps her claws, and two avowed kind of appear and flank you all, and she marches with the 5 of you over to the Emerald Door, which is a spectacular green, because it's the Emerald Door, green door flanked by big stone statues of people reading books. There is always a mage on staff, a powerful magic user of the Avowed, who would, basically vet who can pass through. It is very unusual that that somebody not of the Avowed be allowed to pass through, but you are in Bookworm's presence, and the mage is probably using a variety of things to confirm that Bookworm is indeed
who Bookworm says they are.
We don't have two bookworms. Currently.
Yeah.
Just-
And so Bookworm approaches and says, I'm sending these 5 in to investigate the barn door on my authorization as first reader. And the mage, instead of doing another voice, nods solemnly and perhaps whispers something, and the great green doors of the emerald door swing open, showing you the inner sanctum of Candlekeep, a place perhaps none of you have ever been before.
And we were going to fight our way in.
Sneak. Sneak.
I mean, plan A, plan B.
Bookworm kind of looks at you and says, best of luck. I have many things to attend to. And scampers off.
Point us to the barn door.
And the solemn, unspeaking mage that guards the door raises one ominous finger and points northeast.
Sorry, slightly arthritic.
So, is there anyone else around, or has everyone else left?
No, the other people are milling around the Court of Air. There is no foot traffic going in and out of the inner sanctum of Candlekeep. So it's just you passing through this immense door, looking for the barn door, which is not a door.
All right.
It's a tower
Tower.
with doors, presumably at least one.
One barn-shaped door.
Hey, Tony,
Hey,
remind me, what was the name of the author of this?
of this adventure.
No, of the door.
book.
When a door, not a door,
Is a door?
it's
Is
a
a
jar.
Is a jar.
It's a jar.
Is a jar. Yeah,
Just checking.
that was a long way to walk for that.
I mean, I assumed that was on purpose.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, we have the map book, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we know where it is, so let's head in that direction.
All
towards
right.
the barn door.
It does not take you very much time at all. It's about a 5-minute walk from the Emerald Door to the aforementioned Barn Door Tower. The barn door is, as the blueprints described it, a 3-story stone tower topped with a roof of, it looks like metal shingles that have been painted red, which is a little unusual. There's a ground level entrance with a big heavy iron door. And as you approach it, you can see that there's a wooden sign bolted to the door, written in common. It says, "Danger!" Point. Danger! No trespassing!
Well, technically, we're not trespassing.
I
We were
mean,
told
we're
we'd come here.
We're
I
official.
laugh at danger.
Are there any windows, like high up?
There are indeed some windows on the 2nd and 3rd floor. There are no windows on the 1st floor.
I could get there.
Could I
There's
look?
also literally a door.
Before
Yeah,
we
but I
go
don't
in,
trust the
And
door.
isn't the basement interesting?
Yeah,
Yes.
but like,
Don't we? You got to go up to go down.
yeah. I mean, who knows what's up at the top?
before I go in, or we all go in, could I study the blueprint a little more carefully for anything?
Yeah, give me a roll on the blueprint, please.
Animal handling.
Manuscript handling.
That would be 9.
This seems like some kind of structure used to.
I convey this to my compatriots.
Oh, good.
Remember when I had to pick out a miniature for
Gustav.
Gustav, who will never appear again?
I thought about bringing him with us, but
I have a little one that has a purple cloak on it too.
As you are kind of approaching the barn door, the ground shakes, but it's kind of just a tremble this time. And it does give me I think it would be safe to say at this, based on where you are, that the source of the shaking seems to be the tower.
Ooh,
Yeah.
interesting.
All right, let's pop that door open.
wouldn't it be funny if it wasn't related at all?
Yeah,
It's just a lot of
What a
earthquakes in this
coincidence.
region right now.
yeah. They were
Don't want
fracking.
any bash, or well, I guess we could
check
check the door
we're in-
first.
see if it's
yeah.
open.
See if it's open.
Yeah.
I mean, I do like bashing doors for no reason.
And there are a number of people who can work with locks. So
That's a good.
I can work with locks.
It's
Just
not
give me a
my
key. Tony, is the door open, unlocked?
The door is closed. Hence, it has a sign on it that says "Danger."
Yeah.
No
Is it
trespassing.
locked?
Do you want to try the handle?
Sure.
Could we check for traps first?
Why would you trap a sure. It's probably
I
a
mean,
good idea.
it
Keep
says
people out.
keep out.
Why would you trap? Oh!
Nick, you are checking for traps while Dan is touching the jar.
Both roll simultaneously.
Yes.
Yep. All right. Do I have to roll for door touching?
You don't have to roll for door touching.
14.
You sense that the door is untrapped, but that it is locked with magic, which you confirmed in Quewaris, when you try and open the door, and it is locked. Nick, remind me of your character's name.
Merdri?
Merdri. I think Merdri has probably been around long enough to recognize the classic arcane lock spell at work. So arcane lock, there's theoretically a password that could be provided to open this door. It's also, you can bypass an arcane lock through the powers of demolition.
Could you also bypass it through, say, a dispel magic?
Oh, we absolutely could.
I got that. What level is arcane lock?
I do not know.
We'll look it up
Top
for
of my
you.
head, you can look that up.
Sure.
Could I look at the book and see if there's anything indicating something about the entrance?
Yeah, do that.
All right. Say it's insight. Why not? 10.
Never insight.
It's got to be insight. What else would it be? Deception?
Perception. You look at it. There's not. The blueprints just suggest a heavy iron door put in place. I would say, looking at the blueprints, it does seem like the only obvious entrance to the tower is the door that stands before you. It's likely the arcane lock was put on later.
Tony?
Okay. So I'm just as a D&D point of order. I'm rolling to see how well I can read the book with perception rather than understand what's in the book with insight.
Insights for people.
Insights for people. Insights for social interactions.
Books have not yet been declared
Use
people.
investigation.
Yeah.
Tony?
Yeah.
That lock is open.
The lock is open.
All right.
Sound effect.
Can I flop this map on top of this
Here
other
we
map?
go.
All right.
How did you know that we would be in the tower, Tony? We could have
So
gone anywhere and
magical.
done anything.
You guys are very predictable. I'm moving things around on a table. I have drawn 3 circles for the different levels of the tower. I'm going to draw a door here. And I'm assuming you're going to open the thing soon.
I mean, Quewaris already had his hand on it, so.
Marvel at my visual illustration skills. And so, Dan, sorry, I should be referring to you by your names. Quewaris, you cast Dispel Magic, negating the arcane lock. The heavy iron door is now unlocked. It had no physical lock on it.
I gesture, please. After you.
No, after you.
I'll go first.
After him.
Yes.
Is someone agreed to go first?
Yes, I'm Merdri.
Merdri's
Already
going
good.
first.
Already going.
We're sending the fighter in first. It's the right move.
Notice on our map, the squares are double sized, so a square can accommodate multiple people.
Yes.
I just warn you, when I get nervous, I
Oh,
start playing the
yeah.
bagpipes.
Dungeons and Dragons, Jason. Allow me to describe the room in classic D&D Adventures fashion. The other people in the room will be described last. The tower's ground floor. The tower's ground floor smells of old books and has walls lined with floor-to-ceiling bookcases.
All right.
Wood-framed doors set with small diamond-shaped panes of glass keep the books secure on the shelf. This is unusual compared to other bookshelves you've seen in Candlekeep. It's more like these are cabinet/bookshelves. And each section of the bookshelves has one of those fancy rolling ladders anchored to it to allow people to move back and forth, getting things up. 3, they look like they're kind of custodial avowed staff. They are not wearing the traditional purple robes. They are wearing kind of like overall kind of one-piece uniforms with little embroidered name badges are across the chamber from you. They were all armed with brooms, as they seem to be actively sweeping the ground floor of the tower. And they turn to look at you all as you approach. The 3 folks in here are a human, a gnome, and a half-elf. They kind of look alert, and they're holding their brooms in a kind of aggressive stance. Merdri, I guess you were first through the door. They look at you and say, "Get out! This place is condemned. It's not safe. You should leave." This is a secret.
I demand to know what they are doing here. We were sent here by Bookworm.
I'll take my secrets with me to the grave.
Escalated quickly.
The other custodian says, protect Stonky's secrets at all costs. And they roll initiative.
Wow. Perhaps a song could calm us all down.
Wow, that's amazing.
What
time is it? I'll take those secrets to the grave.
Do you have a watch or?
Please roll initiative and write your initiative on your card, Bob.
I was wondering how we did this with our
Yeah.
roll 20. I'm holding up an 18 to the camera. 21. Is this
21.
Is this
Blackjack,
like
everybody.
9. I am not excited about this fight.
Cultists have +1 on initiative. They get an
Spoiler alert.
Wow.
That's awfully judgmental.
Sweepers, broom guys.
Sorry.
It's the T-shirt
Cult-
that says
cult-
cultist.
Cultstodians, please.
They're wearing matching jumpsuits with name tags. But sorry, broom havers.
So-
I rolled an 8. Can you place those somewhere in a ascending or descending order? All right, that's fine. So just to paint the scene here, we've got 3 custodians armed with brooms who are prepared to die to protect the first floor of this tower. Merdri is standing in the doorway. Quewaris is near behind. The rest of you are just outside the tower, but ready to rush in. And it looks like Quewaris is going to go first, then Naiasa, then Merdri, then Nis, then Valenthe, and the Broomhavers are last. And again, you've got 3 targets, 3 potential adversaries in here: a half-elf, human, and a gnome cultist. Quewaris.
Okay.
Feels, I mean, I know they said we'll take our secrets to our grave with them, but then they rolled very poorly on initiative. We'll take our secrets to our grave, but you first.
It's just like
That grave made me very quickly.
Yeah.
Let's see here. When are they going? They're going last. Great.
Yeah. No.
I think I'm gonna do. All right. So first, as a bonus action, I'm going to use my unsettling words. Do any of them look particularly more threatening or dangerous?
They all look equivalent, as if they've rolled initiative together as a group.
Great. I'll just pick one then at random. Let's say who was the one who said he'll take his secrets to the grave?
I think I was doing a gnome voice then,
That
so
guy.
we'll say it's the gnome.
All right, so I'm going to use my unsettling words to basically penalize him on his next saving throw. So they must subtract 4 from whatever next saving throw they're going to make.
Okay.
Next, I'm going to cast as my action a first level spell. Actually, let's make sure real quick that worked. Okay, yep. I will cast Fairy Fire. So that works in a 20-foot cube. Is that
They
basically
are
get 'em
within
all?
a 20-foot cube.
Great.
As are their brooms.
They are outlined in, let's say, green light.
Okay. Which I believe makes it much easier for
Well, they're
everybody
going
else
to
to
have
hit
to
them.
now make a dexterity saving throw, and remember that Nomi McGnomeface has to subtract 4.
So I'm making 3 dexterity saving. Well, actually, let me make the gnome one. Oh, sorry, it's 4. Is this a fear or charm effect? Probably not.
Nope, avocation.
Why did I rolled with disadvantage? That's not the right thing to do. But the gnome
So
failed.
just pick the higher one.
The gnome failed.
Okay, great. And
The
then
other
go to-
2 probably also failed, assuming that you needed me to beat a 10.
Yep.
All right. They all failed.
Which means they all are now they are shedding dim light, and they are outlined in light and provide an advantage to all of you.
Again, these are the people assigned to the front door and given brooms to guard the cult headquarters. So, yeah.
they invited us
We're not
to
the ones
take their
being
secrets.
aggressive.
Quewaris has unstrung his I'm trying to remember my bagpipes.
Oh no, my culture.
I just
Played a little bit of a ditty.
remember last night when he was stringing the bagpipes.
That's how you get the best sound out of them. And then Quewaris turns to the rest of the party and gestures.
Okay.
Have at.
Naiasa is next. Merdri, you're on deck.
So, how dangerous would it be to have fire with musty books and?
There are books that appear to be valuable Candlekeep tomes all throughout this room.
Also, we're in a tower that seems to have
Structural
seismic
integrity.
problems.
Yeah.
Can we assume that we've all kind of come in?
I
Or
mean,
not.
you'll all be able to get in, but I would assume
Okay,
that
well, you're not in yet.
you're not in yet.
Okay, well,
Which technically makes it safer to set the building on fire. There's one less occupied.
I come into the doorway and I fire a firebolt at the lead shortest.
Okay, that is the gnome. Yep.
Sorry, no.
Mm-hmm. Do you roll or do I roll? I think you roll on
I roll.
firebolt. All right.
Just a cantrip.
Advantage to hit, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
advantage.
well, that was a 19.
All right.
Roll if you
hit.
get a crit. Always roll to see if you get a crit.
Thanks, Brian Lingus.
I rolled exactly the same
Well,
thing.
you know, that dice is jacked.
Yes.
Roll some firebolt damage.
That is 2d10.
2d10.
That would be 14 damage to no.
The gnome is incinerated.
Take that, gnome.
The other two broomhavers are standing stern, but definitely some of the color has drained
Is
from
there
their faces.
just a sort of
Quick question: can he take his secrets to the grave if he doesn't have one?
Yeah, I mean,
I'll take my secrets to the urn.
Quewaris starts
He's
playing
earned it.
"All We Are Is Dust in the Wind."
as you inhale some gnome dust.
The backpack goes out.
Oh, okay.
is there any kind of staircases or something
There's
behind them?
a staircase heading up.
As a bonus action, I concentrate behind where they are, and I manifest a psychic knife,
Oh, psychic knife.
and I throw it to the top of the staircase,
Okay.
and then I blink out of existence and appear
So you're here.
behind them.
You're okay.
I mean,
Weird.
needlessly theatrical, but
I know,
sure, it gets the job
I mean,
done.
It's like we have an audience; they need entertained.
All
I'm
right.
not entertained.
Murdy, you were, I believe, technically first through the door, first to invoke the wrath of the broomhavers.
Okay, I feel like, do we have to kill these people? I feel like
it's too late.
Well, no one assigned you the role of murder, but and you always have the option, Murdy, of doing any attack that it makes sense, not a firebolt. You could say, I'm doing non-lethal damage. with
yes.
this.
I am by far-
And as a seasoned soldier, you could use the flat of your sword or specifically aim for an arm or things like that. You always have the choice of doing non-lethal damage. When you attempt to do it retroactively or apply it to a thing that incinerates people, I don't allow it.
I was not doing. I was doing especially damage.
Yes, but you could always conk somebody on the head. But still do your standard
We
attack.
only need one of them alive.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go after the. Well, first of all, can I roll intimidation and see if I can? Try and back
Absolutely.
them-
I will say you
back
have
down?
advantage because one of them has been incinerated.
You're welcome.
So, 10 plus 6, 16
Were you focusing perhaps on the half elf or on the human?
on the human.
I will say, let me
Oh, I have advantage, right? Let me just.
yeah. Well, we're gonna do this kind
16
of
is.
a contested thing. The human, he definitely blinks, but he does not surrender.
Okay. All right, well, then I'm gonna hit him with the side of my sword.
All right, you rush forward and whack him, presumably.
21.
21 definitely hits a broom hammer.
Advantage, but
Yeah.
you don't need it. You can roll.
Oh, yeah.
Roll for the crit. 'Cause
Yeah,
why not?
No crit, but. So I would do normally 6 points of damage.
All right, you whack that guy really hard. He gasps as you basically get him right in the gut with the flat of your sword. He is very sad. He would be bloodied. Putting a bloody token on the map.
Also, did you roll 6 or did you roll? Because you should get a bonus. Your damage should be plus your strength as well.
Oh, right. Yes.
So that would
I
technically
totally
be-
forgot that.
6 plus whatever your
3.
Yeah, so technically 9 damage, Tony.
Sorry. He is unconscious. All set, Murdy?
Yep.
All right, Nis.
Nis enters the room, surveys the scene,
There's only 2 people.
sees
There's one person.
sees the pile of ashes on the ground and the one knocked out guy, and then the one guy standing there,
Standard library business.
and says, pile of ashes. Probably a firebolt. That's a good idea. That's a 1. I'm going to roll it again. That's a 15. So, 21 to hit. We know that hits, right?
Yeah, and we know 9 damage kills people.
9 damage.
All right. And it's a firebolt, so you incinerate the half-elf cultist. Yeah.
We take our books very
That
seriously.
Okay.
Gleefully, he did it.
So
Sorry for Valenthe.
there is one unconscious human cultist lying on the ground, dazed, unconscious,
Glowing green.
glowing green as you enter the room. I'm going to assume that you all move into the tower safely here. I'm sorry, Valenthe, you didn't get a turn because they murdered them too fast. Would you like to do something?
No, I would just like to wait for this guy to start to come to life so we can
All right.
whiz him.
I'll assume that you're
What's the specific density of water?
you're controlling the scene, as it were. So one or more of you are kind of positioned over him. You've liberated his broom. You'll notice I mentioned that they were wearing these kind of matching jumpsuits, and he's got an embroidered kind of name tag on his.
I'm sorry, I'm just really picturing tracksuits since the tracksuit.
Yeah.
Well, I take secrets to grave, bro.
The words that are embroidered on the name tag are confusing. It says, Valenthe, as you look at his uniform, Alpaca macadamia nuts.
What?
Alpaca macadamia nuts.
Is that a company?
Is that a
Alpaca.
code word?
I mean,
Macadamia
if
nuts.
we had more than one, we might be able to
Yeah.
get some information.
The other jumpsuits are incinerated. Would you like to search through the ashes of those?
Yes.
All right, give
Maybe
me a
they're
perception check with disadvantage because you incinerated them.
Maybe they only burned a little.
Oh boy, that didn't go well.
And I got a 10.
I got a 4.
Yeah, 5.
Anyone else?
What was it?
They were
Perception with
rolling perception to
disadvantage.
search through the
Perception?
piles of ashes
With
With
disadvantage.
disadvantage.
with disadvantage.
I rolled this 2 7s plus 6. I got 13.
You fish out of one of them a strap of a corner of a jumpsuit, and it says chicken.
The hell?
Barbecue chicken.
Oh.
Who was it that said we only needed one of them alive?
That was
I
I
We're all
mean,
pointing at James.
All right, we might have come in a little hot.
Literally, yeah.
I mean, like, I'm
To be
here.
fair, they started it.
To be
Yeah.
fair,
We just
All they
came
said
in.
was, "We'll take our secrets to the grave."
one
Yeah.
guy said that.
It was a prediction, and they were right.
They were asking for it.
I
Clearly.
mean, that's
Then we
aggressive.
transition to our next adventure,
Me.
which is a trial. Where
For war crimes.
I'd just like to point out they were carrying brooms.
They were carrying brooms. You were, I believe, your initial inciting event was you were investigating the natural causes death of a librarian. You have murdered.
I thought that broom was
people.
I thought
It's
the
been-
broom was a staff.
It's been about 8 minutes.
I wasn't even in the building.
Tony, can I do a? Can
Time
I look
travel?
at one of the brooms to reveal that it was actually a horrible weapon that was going to kill us? Can I
Can you
investigate?
do that?
are you
Roll investigation?
I want to see that.
Quick question:
investigate.
are you allergic to dust?
17.
It's a broom.
No. Oh no!
Um,
Looking for the secret.
as you're looking at it, you suddenly
Pops out.
discover there's a small switch on the broom.
Oh,
Oh, do you want to hit the switch?
I do.
Out of the other end of the broom, a smaller broom. It's one of those fancy. It's a special item from followers of Gond. the rare double-bladed broom.
I think Darth Maul had one of those. All right, so this is going great.
So I'll remind you, looking around, this does appear to be, there's shelves full of books. The bookshelves are a little strange in that they've got framed doors with little glass panes set in them that are keeping the books in place on the shelves. And there is a set of heading up, wooden staircase.
Nothing.
Wood goes on fire all the time.
Nothing leading down.
There's also, in front of the staircase, this is from the description, I'm not making this up, a golden credenza
Okay.
with images of farm animals carved into it.
Are there any
I'm going to
macadamia
take a
nuts?
closer look at that.
Okay.
Perception or investigation, right? I'm going to try to deduce clues. That is 13 plus 8, 21.
I think I did not. The credenza is here. I hope this is an okay pen to use it. And it's got a chair behind it.
21 to investigate the...
Credenza.
The credenza seems maybe ceremonial or artistic in function.
There's nothing like any hidden switches in that
You were looking on
animals
it.
or anything.
So, is there a chicken on it?
Or an alpaca? Or
Macadamia
macadamia nuts?
I think that's this.
They are unremarkable. The credenza is unremarkable, though finely made. You marvel at the craftsmanship.
And the
This is
farm
really
animal-
nicely made, everyone. We should take this with us.
I agree.
What was on the first
We're good at
batch?
the spell.
Alpaca.
Macadamia nuts.
I'm
Which
just
raises
thinking-
a lot of questions about the existence of
existence
macadamia.
and alpacas.
Yeah.
Well, they've been translated into our language.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantasy language.
Is it? I don't know. I'm thinking. I can't help but keep thinking about when is a barn door not a barn door? Issachar and alpaca macadamia nuts. I feel like there's some puns happening here.
Can this unconscious guy? Can I wake him up?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go give him a little slap on the side of the face there to wake him up, and make sure I've got him by the color of his shirt.
What was happening? I was just sweeping, and then fire everywhere.
Your friends are dead.
Oh, God.
Your friends left.
Listen, alpaca macadamia nuts.
Who told you my secret name?
Why? It's on your jumpsuit.
I ripped the patch off the jumpsuit. And said,
Is this not you?
Oh, my name's Marcus.
Okay, so what is the purpose of the badge?
That's my secret cult name.
What were the secret cult names of your compatriots?
I don't know if I should tell you that.
I give him a little slap.
Roll intimidation.
Okay. Do I still have advantage?
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
23.
Okay. That was my friend, Cal Cotton, and the leader of our squad, Chicken Peach.
Chicken Peach.
Oh man, this is how we find out how Candlekeep invented emoji.
Sorry, what was
Zero
the what was
joining
Chicken Peach the gnome.
Chicken Peach, and what was the other one?
Cal Cotton.
Cow Patton?
Cotton.
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 Okay.
So far, you're noticing with your
Animal.
yeah, it seems to be a combination of an animal and then like a
Plant.
plant or crop or something. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
why are they here? What's the purpose of this place?
I'm just following orders, man.
Whose orders are you following?
Stonkies.
Who's Stonky?
Stonky's in charge of everything.
Did Stonky go out looking for someone recently?
No.
Or something?
He's getting everything prepared for the launch.
What does Stonky look like? Sorry, what
Launch?
does Stonky look like?
That's a lot of questions at once. I'm trying to be helpful, but I'm real confused.
Well, I say, do you know another guy who looks like, and I described the guy who died?
The dwarf.
The dwarf. Yeah, he was like a junior member. I don't think he was on board. I think he left yesterday.
All right.
Again, on board.
Stonky said it was a loyalty test and he wasn't worthy of our launch.
Let's back up. On board and launch are interesting words to use.
Yeah.
Launch what?
The collection. Stonky says we have to save the books
From what?
from
People who steal them.
bad things.
All right. First of all, I don't think Stonky is your friend. Can you tell us where we can find Stonky?
I think he went to go check on the engines
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that coming. And where would the engines be?
in the basement.
How do we get to the basement?
I don't know what you're talking about. He says lyingly.
I give him another little slap.
I produce a small flame.
Everybody
at the end of
looks
my
at
finger.
Murdy. Like, you got
Murray,
this,
roll
you
something
got
for us
this.
there. Intimidate or something.
Let's see. 16.
I'll never say. But his eyes are staring at the bookcase in the corner.
I say thank you very much and incinerate it.
No! You can't incinerate it.
What?
What? You can or won't.
First of all, someone is holding them. They just slapped him. You shouldn't incinerate somebody within 5 feet of other people. That's extremely rude. You breathe in like half of their cinders.
I mean, he should have thought of that.
He may be more useful to us alive for
What
the
if
moment.
we can't get through the
Yes.
bookcase?
Do you have an unincinerate spell, Naiasa?
No, like I
Quick
basically,
question.
I've got this giant fireball in my hand.
You're
and
the
I,
older
like,
sibling, right?
Yes.
So
But
so
I have no
Naiasa's
control over
casting
her. That's why we were
firebolt.
restrained.
Does somebody cast counterspell? Is that what just happened?
I was looking. I
have
don't have it, but I
ice.
can try to. Can I like move his hand before he does it?
Well, he's on the other side of the room.
Yeah,
Son
unfortunately,
of a-
I'm behind.
Counterspell.
Oh, you got it.
Wow, just churning through spell slots on each other. That's a tactic.
Is that actually a spell?
Yes,
Counter
it
spell?
is.
Mine is just a cantrip.
All
so
right.
Settle your flame there, huh?
Yeah.
You
So,
owe me some sorcery points.
all right.
Okay.
Marcus / Alpaca Macadamia Nuts is terrified that he almost got incinerated and says, "What's going to happen to me?"
We're gonna tie you to a chair here. We'll be back
And
for
then
you.
incinerate.
Oh, that's Stalky's chair. He wouldn't like that.
Well, he's not gonna like a lot of things that are about to happen.
That's true. And so you tie him to the fancy chair next to the credenza using some rope.
That is a perfectly valid use for rope.
Yeah.
Do we have
Agreed.
to roll for rope?
No,
No.
I'm not rolling for that.
So just this chair that we've tied him to. Does this look like?
If you say look flammable, I'm gonna reach over and slap you.
No. I'm more like I'm trying to work out if this is a captain's chair in a D&D way.
I see what you're saying.
It's a fancy chair, but it does, inspecting it, Naiasa, it's just a chair. It's not affixed to the ground. It's not connected
Like
to
you don't
anything.
feel like you sit down in it and you suddenly want to be like, make it so.
There's no moving parts or buttons or switches or anything.
And the credenza is not.
The
some
credenza is a
kind of-
credenza.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes a credenza.
So I will just
is-
mention, there's clearly a set of stairs leading up, and there's indications that there might be some kind of secret basement access through a bookcase.
Investigate that bookcase over there.
I would like to.
Anyone investigating the bookcase, you do so with advantage because you've been indicated that there is a secret there.
That is a 25.
All right, Quewaris, in among the books which do indeed seem to be a cross section of books liberated or relocated from the Candlekeep libraries, there is one conspicuous fake book that's like made of wood and set up as if it is basically a switch on the thing,
All
such
the books.
that if you pull it, something will happen.
Do we want to?
I pull it.
James, I'll just remind you, this is a new experience. You're playing in person with other people who can hurt you. But follow your heart.
I mean, I have to be true to my character.
You're all the way up there.
I teleport.
Quewaris
Using-
is the only
yeah.
one who knows about the switch right now. Quewaris, you want to pull the switch?
I'm going to stand there with my hand on the switch, and if Naiasa teleports, she does so right into my hand.
All right.
Yep.
Roll 1d4 damage. The key is to get the players to use all their healing surges and spells on each other before the big boss.
Mary, did you have a question you were going to ask?
Yeah, I was just thinking, should we kind of explore the upper levels of the tower before we go into the basement and just kind of clear it out?
It's possible. How many? Do we know how far these stairs go up?
It's 2 more levels.
There's 2 more levels. It's a 3-story tower.
Because we have blueprint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we
No,
also
we
saw
already-
it from outside.
Well, we know
But
where the
also-
basement is. I mean, can we?
the basement isn't going anywhere.
Or is it?
Well, I mean, relative to the rest of the thing, maybe.
Is there any? Is the tower? Is this open? Like, is it, or is it like it goes up to another floor that's like a full floor? It's not like a tower goes up to like, and there's a central. Okay.
You can.
I'm trying
There's a ceiling 10 feet above you.
I think my only concern is
It would be really easy for Naiasa if they were being helpful to just go like 5 feet and look.
I'll okay.
You want to teleport up there, maybe?
No, because I can only do it 8 times. So
We really are burning through our stuff.
I will stick my head up and see, in a sneaky fashion, I'll see if there's anything up on the floor above.
All right, roll stealth.
I have plus 12 on stealth. Good, because that's a 16.
All right, you peek your head up onto the second floor of the tower. Looking up onto the second floor of the tower, the first thing, not that you see, but that you smell, Naiasa, is the smell of salted meats and dried food, dried fruit that fills this area with kind of like a homey smell. There are similar bookcases with doors with little glass windows around it. There's a bunch of crates that are overflowing with rations. It looks like there's a separate room off of this floor of the tower that kind of sticks out as like an addition onto the side of the tower. But perhaps, as with all Dungeons and Dragons room descriptions, the last thing to be described is the other occupants of the room. Somewhat strangely, in the middle of this room, there is a series of chairs that seem to be bolted to the floor. 4 of those chairs are occupied. You see 2 half-orcs, a half-elf, and a dwarf. They are seated in these chairs that are bolted to the floor, and specifically, they all seem to be tied to the chairs. They're wearing kind of matching custodial onesies, jumpsuits. Jumpsuits? Am I using the right word?
Yeah.
Okay, jumpsuits.
Yeah,
They
jumpsuits
don't
better
jump
than
much.
onesies.
Yeah. Speed suits.
Okay.
Sorry, just picking your ass, picking over, and just going. So
There's also clearly, in addition to, there's a side room with a closed door and a set of stairs going up, presumably to the 3rd floor. Presumably, you'll now duck back down to relay this information to
I
others.
will do that.
All right.
but first,
Looking at them, do they seem chill?
They seem extremely chill.
like,
So chill.
all right. So they're not under duress.
No.
unless they've been magically compelled.
All right. I go back down and I say what I've seen.
All right.
And say I feel we should get more information out of these people because they haven't been incinerated.
Hey, Alpaca Paca nuts. What's with the people upstairs?
They're part of a group. They're getting ready for the launch.
Why are they tied to chairs?
For safety.
Are there arms
There's a-
tied?
Good news, you're safe too.
Alpaca, when is the launch?
Any minute, as soon as the engines are ready.
Let's go downstairs.
Yep.
Yeah. The control room's on the top floor.
Okay, shoot.
I mean, like,
All right.
half of us.
Yeah, no, splitting the parties are real
But the
bad.
important stuff is downstairs. But the control room's on the top floor.
Where's the call leader?
The call leader went to check on the engines. His name's Stalky. He's downstairs.
He's downstairs. yeah.
Let's go
I
down.
mean,
But the control room is upstairs.
like,
And Tony's murdered.
I will just peek up on the top floor very stealthily.
I don't think you can do
You
that.
can't easily do that. You're
It's on the
here.
other side.
I mean, I can teleport from one side of the room to the other side of the
All
room.
right, you want to teleport to the other side of the room? Make me draw the top floor.
Yep.
Yep. All right.
I mean, not in an antagonistic way.
Roll deception.
Do you have any other way of doing things?
You want to go around, or you got it? Look at those long arms on Tony. Old Tony Long Arms, we call him.
That's not what you call me.
Well, it is now.
Young Tony Long Arms, they called him.
So, Naiasa, risking peril and plot confusion, sneaks up to the 3rd floor using teleport and stealth to poke around up there. The top level of the tower is an open room. It seems to be set up as some kind of observatory. There are 3 wide windowed alcoves, but the chamber's most central feature is a telescope mounted in the center on some kind of, it looks like a revolving dais. There's a small chair bolted to the dais under the telescope. There's an iron lever jutting up from the floor next to it, topped by a perfectly round ruby. A small wooden steering wheel attached to the chair is adorned with glowing numerals at its copper-plated center. There's also some more chairs bolted to the floor facing the telescope. Those had rope stacked to them next to them, but nobody tied to the chairs yet.
So, you said there was a big ruby.
Oh yeah,
Is this like a big red button?
it's a big spherical ruby attached to an iron lever.
So much temptation.
I mean,
You are 2 floors away from your companions.
Remember, James, there's no Naiasa in team.
I mean, like, I want to do the right thing.
Buddy.
Roll deception.
Like, I take a breath. I go back downstairs and tell you.
I'm loving this.
Okay.
I'm loving this character development. There's a real arc happening here.
Just because I think we would all die.
Okay.
So let us say that you regroup on the 1st floor of the tower. An semi-conscious Alpaca Macadamia Nuts is still there, hoping that he will not die. What next?
I lean over to Valenthe and say, "There's an enormous ruby on the top floor."
I just nod and touch my nose.
Perhaps we should deal with Stunky in the Basement, which is a great album, before we make our way to the top.
Agreed.
I'm going to pull that fake book, Tony.
All right. As you pull the fake book, part of the floor slides open, revealing a stairway leading down below the tower.
All right. You want me to lead the way?
After you.
All right.
All right.
Oh.
Clear the map.
Drama. New map.
Important question. What do you do with macadamia nuts?
He's tied to a
He's
chair.
tied.
Oh, he's tied to a chair. Okay.
Yeah, like his friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should be already home.
Except his chair was going to slide around a lot if something happened.
Yeah,
That's true.
well,
It's a nicer chair, though. So.
Well, you know what I say. If you're going to make an omelet, you got to crack some macadamia nuts.
he didn't pay for the upgrade. He does not get a chair. connected to the
He's in
ground.
coach.
All right.
He's in hold.
No.
Let's see here. You descend this hidden staircase that was revealed by opening one of the lever in the bookcase. The unlit stone staircase curves downward. As you head down, the air grows warmer. And as you kind of peek around the corner at the bottom of the stairs, Marty, are you first? Marty?
Yep.
All right. You see kind of a strange sight ahead of you. There at the bottom of the stairs, you're in a kind of looking into a circular chamber, roughly 30 foot in diameter. Totally drew that exactly precisely on this not standard grid. Circular chamber. There are double doors leading to the north. There are some strange metal cylindrical things kind of in the center of the room, protruding from the ceiling, and they are glowing with intense heat. You can see kind of the light and the air around them is kind of shimmering with distortion. And there's kind of hot embers kind of trickling down from them toward the floor. Part of the wall on the western side of the chamber seems to have kind of collapsed, and there's some rubble there. And again, in classic Dungeons and Dragons room description, the occupants of the rooms are listed last. 4 mechanical creatures are kind of marching in a circle around the perimeter of the room. And Merdri, it occurs to you, you probably have moments before those creatures become aware of your presence here.
I'm just going to attack.
All right, roll initiative. These are strange metal constructs that almost kind of canine or insect-like with kind of weird, kind of draconic-y looking heads. They seem aggressive.
What is the dimensions of the tower approximately?
Of this room?
Yes.
30-foot diameter circle. Okay. All right. So these creatures are called skitter widgets. It looks like many of you are going to beat the skitter widgets in initiative order. So the order is Naiasa, Quewaris, Valenthe, Nis, and skitter widgets, and Merdri. Naiasa, you get to go first.
Okay.
Since Merdri wanted to attack, could he get a surprise?
Yeah, we'll say Merdri surprises everybody. Merdri, roll an attack.
All right. So I'm just going to, well, basically the one right in front of me.
Yep.
And go up to it and whack it with my sword.
Nice.
And, a critical. 19.
Those a hit. I'm going to put a little blue on this guy. And orange one on that one. And a pinkish one on this one. And no.
16 points of damage.
All right.
You did the crit damage, the 2 dice?
Yep.
Nice.
You rush forward and attack the first of these metal construct known only to me as skitter widgets, and whack it with your sword for 16 points of damage. It looks relatively unfazed by this.
Interesting.
Okay. Naiasa, you are next. You've seen Merdri rush forward and attack.
Okay. Well, the construct is right next to somebody else, so I get.
You coming down the stairs?
I'm coming down the stairs, but I get a sneak attack because it's right next to it.
Mm-hmm.
So, assuming I can hit, I get an extra 5d6.
5d6.
So
That's a lot.
I am going to attack with a surprise, hopefully, psychic blade.
Worst kind of blade.
Okay.
It knows what you're thinking.
So that would be. Oh, hey, I get plus 8 at this point. So that would be an 18. Would
18 will
that
hit.
Okay. So that is going to be 1d6 plus 4, which is 7, plus. Gotta color code the dice.
So many dice.
7 plus 5, 10, 16.
23.
I'm off the clock.
23 damage?
Yeah.
All right.
Question for you: was any of that, you mentioned psychic? Was any of that psychic damage?
No, the blades are psychic,
Okay,
but
they
the
don't deal
damage they
psychic
do
damage.
is
Real.
It's very
very real.
All right. You have dealt a bunch of damage to this skitter widget. It still looks relatively unfazed by that.
When I came into the room and I took stock of what was happening, what did the glowy things in the center look like?
They look hot.
It looks like rocket engines, James.
I don't know. I don't know what these rocket engines you speak of. Is that some kind
There's
of?
nothing rock about them.
Is there some kind of? Is that some kind of horse of power?
See, if I'd
Infernal device.
Yeah.
like if I'd gone up and I pulled that
It's a siege
lever,
engine.
I might have melted all of these guys.
Mm-hmm.
You might have also melted the whole
Of
library.
Candlekeep.
I mean, maybe. I'm just saying the lever is still in play. If this goes badly.
Technically, you're now in an area that could be melted too.
Well, no, I'd be going up to do the lever.
Well, but you're here.
Well, yeah, I'm here now.
Okay.
I'm not saying I would. No, I'm.
Okay.
I was going to say I'm not saying I would
I think your
leave
turn.
all the
I
other
think your turn
players.
is done.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
But I do get a bonus attack, so I'll fling one with a knife just out of spite.
At the same skitter widget or a different one?
I'm going to do the same one just
Okay.
because
Do it.
that would be something in the 20s.
Okay, it connects.
I do a very small amount of.
So dagger is in a D4.
Yeah, it's another psychic blade, but I
Oh,
only
psychic
get.
blade.
I only get. That was not my dice.
That die's gone.
Yeah, okay. Bonus. So I'm just checking. Yeah, it does actually do more. Okay, so that is another 7.
Okay.
Did it?
I will tell you, it now looks rusty or oily or
I think oil,
like it has taken 50% of its
like
damage.
some lubricating
Yeah.
fluid.
Whatever blood is to robots, it's that. All right, Quewaris.
I
Valenthe.
actually
Oh,
forgot that I get 2 attacks. I don't know if you'd be willing to let me.
yeah, roll it right now. If you're quick, you can do it.
Sorry. 16.
16 will not hit. These have a tough armor class. All right, Quewaris.
I was hoping your dagger did psychic damage so you could tell me whether or not they resisted psychic damage. Because they are mechanical, which makes me suspicious. So
I wish to now say that was actually psychic damage because I read the description. It doesn't. I thought it would be in the table next to it. Yeah, that was psychic damage.
It took psychic damage.
great, let's do that. I am going to cast. I'm going to whisper a discordant melody that only one creature of my choice within range can hear, racking it with terrible pain.
Okay, the one that everyone's focusing on so far.
Let's do that one. Wisdom saving throw.
How wise is this robot that lives in a basement? I have gotten a 13.
This is not enough. On a failed save, 3d6 psychic damage. So the 6 that I didn't remember I was going to need. That is 13 psychic damage. It must immediately use its reaction, if available, to move as far as its speed allows away from you. Doesn't move into obviously dangerous ground such as fire or pit. That's it.
All right.
But it moves away from presumably both Merdri and Naiasa,
I believe so, and
which
it
would
provokes,
invoke,
right?
provoke opportunity attacks.
All right, I'm going to say it just runs through these double doors,
Oh.
revealing that there is a hallway.
Or tries to.
Yeah, I guess it tries to. It goes, it gets the door open. Murdy
care?
and Naiasa both get a free attack on it.
You get to do sneak attack.
Ooh,
Because it's once per turn.
nice. So it is right next to you, so I do get sneak attack again. Right, okay. Let's see what we do here. Oh. Ah. So I missed. However, I didn't.
Let me explain to you why the dice lie.
If I miss, I roll a 6 plus whatever it was.
Not enough.
I rolled not enough. However, one of my other skills now is that I can expend a psychic dice and hit.
Can you do that on somebody else's turn, or does that require
Does it
some kind
require
of
an
action?
action? I
If it
think
requires an action. You cannot.
Let me see.
If it says bonus action, for example.
It is down under other.
If
and
you
it's-
tap on it, it will expand the rules and check the.
It says special. Action type special.
I think you can do it then.
Unless it says it as an action or as a bonus.
So it says if you make an attack roll with your psychic blades and miss the target,
Check.
you can run one psionic energy die and add the number roll. Okay, so it might not fit. You can add the number rolled to the attack roll. If this causes the attack to hit, you expend the psionic energy die, and if it doesn't, you don't.
Okay. Do you want to do that?
Yeah.
Do it.
My psionic energy die is a D8.
You missed by a lot, though, didn't you?
No, okay, let me.
You roll 6 plus 8, so you hit 14.
Yeah,
We know a 16 will not hit.
Oh, okay.
So,
Roll
reasonably
well.
I rolled a 2.
It's not great.
What's your total?
16.
16, which we know doesn't hit.
You don't hit. What a long tangent on Dan's turn.
Yeah.
Murdy, you also get a free roll, I believe.
All right. I rolled 16 plus 7, so 23.
Clang. Roll damage.
All right. And that will be 11.
All right.
Oh, no, sorry, 9.
9. It is still alive? Question mark.
And I believe I can only do a single, like normally I
Yeah,
get two.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
On
think
an opportunity attack, yeah.
Drinks have appeared for those who would like drinks.
I'll take a drink. Thank you. I was going to ask, all right, so before I finish out my turn, Valenthe or Nis particularly, since I imagine you kind of have big attacks.
Yeah.
Do either of you want a bardic inspiration?
What does that get us?
Basically, you get a D8 that you can roll and add to any attack, ability check, or saving throw.
Sure.
Because if you got like a big attack or like something that you don't want to miss, oh man, I'm trying to help.
I do.
some serious
Like
ASMR
magical.
with all the bubbles. It sounds great. All right, you got one. This is your bardic inspiration.
Thank you.
You may use that. And I am done.
All
I am
right.
inspired.
Valenthe.
Okay, so when I look at these cylinders, do they look like fire?
They are metal. You have not so far though it probably occurs to you as a level 9 character that constructs do have some strange interactions with different types of damage based on their constructed nature. So far, everything that people have done has worked on them. So,
Okay.
I mean, metal melts.
It does. I
Great
will.
spell against these guys.
I would guess, for example, one of the most basic things that inorganic things are resistant to is like poison is unlikely to be very effective against them. I'll give you that.
Okay, well, I'm going to do a moonbeam spell.
It also sounds like a great song.
It is. It is a silvery beam of pale light that shines down in a 5-foot radius and is 40 foot high. And I'm going to center it on that other one is left the room, right?
Yeah, I think he's
Okay, so
he's
we'll do
bolted.
the one with the yellow,
Yeah, orange.
orange.
Yep.
And we're going to center it on them. This whole beam is filled with a gentle dim light,
Oh, nice.
like a
Sounds nice.
moonbeam per se.
And yet, something horrible
When
happens.
a creature is within this 5-foot beam, at the start of their turn, they're engulfed in ghostly flame that causes searing pain. Maybe they don't feel pain.
Oh, this is not again.
And they have to do a constitution saving throw.
Okay. Does anything happen now, or this will happen?
It will
on their
start
turn?
if they're at start of their turn, which will be soon, and they will take 2d10 of radiant damage.
Radiant damage. Okay. Cool. Is that your whole turn?
That
man.
would be my turn.
Don't use this on me. Well, I mainly say because the next line says the shape changer makes its saving throw with disadvantage.
How
Only
big is
with
this?
consent.
I have a ranged attack that's a 20-foot sphere.
You might need to do some maneuvering at the bottom of the stairs, but you could get.
It is 5 feet.
It is 30
No,
feet across, so
I can cast it at range, but it's a 20-foot sphere.
you can get 2 of them in a 20-foot sphere.
Just 2 of them, huh?
Yeah, because it's 30 feet across.
Okay, then in the... I'm going to cast a 20-foot sphere. This is Storm Sphere.
Which 2 would you like to target?
The 2 little guys.
Okay, they're all the same, but the
But,
two
yeah,
smaller
The
miniatures.
2 smaller miniatures. I was
Yes.
going to ask, are they all the
They
same?
are
or
all the
not?
same. They're all skitter widgets.
They must make a strength saving throw.
All right. One of them has rolled. Okay, one of them has rolled extremely poorly. I got a 16 and a 5.
Well, 16 was the need,
Yep.
so I think that means I get it, right?
No,
16?
saving
No,
throw.
16.
Save it the other way?
Yeah.
Oh, what a ripoff.
But one of them failed.
One of them failed. Well, that
Yep.
one is going to take 3 damage,
What kind of damage?
bludgeoning.
Okay.
And I can use a bonus action to cause a bolt of lightning to hit the guy who didn't get hit.
Oh.
Since that one is in the sphere, I have advantage on my ranged spell attack. So 18, or is it 24? So that's going to hit. And you are going to take more lightning damage, which is... 10.
All right. As your lightning bolt jumps to the other skitter widget, the skitter widget does not look in any way damaged, and in fact, the lightning crackles across all of its circuits. Its eyes glow with an intense blue light, and it looks like activated and alerted in a new way.
Man.
Oh man, you charged the skitter widget.
Yep. I mean, on the plus side, if you'd gotten the other one, it would have literally healed him. So, Nis, anything else?
No, that was terrible.
All right. I think Team Skitter Widget is next. So one of them was afraid and had to run down the hall, right? And I think can't come back for a while.
I think it's for the duration of the effect, which is, I believe, like at least a minute.
A minute? Okay. So down the hall with him. Maybe we can, if you can just slide that guy further toward the seltzer can. One of them...
No, I'm going to take that back, Tony. It's instantaneous. It
Okay.
just says target... when it fails its save, it must move as far as its speed allows away from you. It doesn't say. I don't think it has any last.
Whatever
effect.
what its speed
So
is.
you can come back.
All right. It
Wants
comes
to.
clanking back. One of
Decide
them...
where you're going. Coming, going.
One of them starts its turn in your moonbeam. Annette, I think that was the orange one you said.
Yes.
So what happens to?
It needs to do a Constitution saving throw, and I can't see a difficulty.
It would
It's
be
your
whatever you're
spell
thinking.
save.
I rolled a 19, so I think it succeeds.
Okay, so then it will take half of 2d10.
All right, roll 2d10.
2d10.
Radiant will not empower them because they're not.
Hopefully not, because I already cast that. 10.
All right.
So
it'll
half
take-
that.
Oh, half of that. So it'll take 5. All right. Finally, I get to roll some attacks for all my friends here. This guy's still heading back. 3 skitter widgets clank across the basement, and I think they're going to converge on Naiasa and Merdri as your front line there. So I'm going to start with the one that has been lightning bolted. It is going to do a series of attacks on Naiasa. It rushes forward and tries to lash out at you with its metal jaws, Naiasa. I have rolled 25. Does that hit?
Yeah.
Okay. You will take 10 piercing damage. It'll do that again. I have rolled 24. I'm going to assume that'll hit. You'll take another piercing damage as it is just chewing chunks out of you. And then it kind of does like a spin move and tries to nail you with its tail. I have rolled 16.
That will not.
All right, you jump over the tail. The other slightly less activated ones rush up to Merdri. 2 bite attacks coming your way. I have rolled a 17 and a 14.
Nope.
Neither of those hit. You block them with your mighty shield. 2 more bite attacks coming your way. A 16 and a 13. That's how numbers work. And 2 tail attacks coming your way.
Terrible.
Terrible run for the skitter widgets.
That's why we. That's how you
All
activate
right.
with armor in front.
Merdri, there are 3 skitter widgets around. Another one is just through the double doors down. There's some kind of hallway off that way.
I currently engaged with 2 of them right now.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna pick the one that's been lightning attacked
All right. That's
and
yep.
smash that one.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. First is 20,
20 hits.
and that was for 4 points of damage.
All right.
Disappointing. And next hit is a critical 27. So that will do 4, 7 points of damage.
All right.
That's it.
All right. 11 points of damage so far to the electrified pink skitter widget. I think we're back around to the top. Naiasa?
So is the small skitter widget, this one, is that next to somebody?
Yeah, you.
Don't roll dice. God.
You.
Okay, well then that in theory means I can do a sneak attack if I actually hit the thing. I rolled a critical fail. Hang on. Okay. If I did a critical fail... No, I can only get up by 8.
No, you don't want to do that. Let me save you some time.
Yeah, okay.
Don't spend a point on that.
Well, that was useless. Well,
Sometimes they're just bad turns, James.
yeah. I will throw just a bonus one at it.
All right, roll it.
Out of spite. Well, that is a 9 plus an 8, which is a 17.
17 does not hit a skitter widget. They are tough metallic constructs.
I should have pulled that lever.
All right, Quewaris.
2 questions. Nasa, how many hit points did you lose?
I lost 20.
How are you doing?
I'm about... I've got 46 out of 66.
Okay. How close or grouped are these guys?
There's like basically kind of a pack of them with Merdri and Naiasa.
Hypothetically
in them
speaking, if there were a 20-foot radius sphere.
that only wanted to include bad guys.
Yeah.
You can get 2 of them.
Only 2?
They're all around your friends.
But I mean, like, you do a sphere that goes like this.
That's not as you just drew a potato.
What?
If you want Naiasa in the sphere, totally.
No, I was saying, like, a 20-foot radius sphere centered back there it would not get, like, could we clip them? No?
You can get 2.
I'm debating whether or not this is worth it because it's my high-level spell
But what if my
slot.
circle went like that?
What if I move some of them?
I mean, if I was in it, if I was in the sphere, circle.
I got one big spell. I'm
What-
trying to debate.
What I'm asking is what would happen to me?
Oh, yeah, you wouldn't like it.
Just check.
Don't.
It makes you a good person.
I do not
Let me
believe that
ask
is
you a
possible.
question. Is your intelligence score 2 or lower?
No.
You would be fine if it were 2 or lower.
Oh.
And otherwise,
It might hurt.
What if you had the background livestock? You know?
I'm just saying, like, I could take one for the team.
This would be a one-on-one.
No,
You don't want to take this one.
This might be more
You
than
don't
one.
want this one.
Yeah.
Um,
All right, team.
yeah. Sorry, I'm debating. That's the only big spell I got, unfortunately. Otherwise, actually, you know what I'm going to do? We're going to try to do Fairy Fire again. These guys seem hard to hit, so I'm going to do Fairy Fire and do so a 20-foot cube. I can get 2 of them. Which 2 were most engaged with the orange?
Actually,
and
do you care about getting your friends in Fairy Fire?
Each object, any creature.
Oh, because if it could affect
It
your
would
friends.
be anybody. They
Yeah.
would still have to make the
And they
dex
would give
saves,
you
and I don't
they
think that's
provoke advantage.
that's not
Okay.
worth it.
Yeah, you can get
so
two
a
of
20-foot cube will get to. Are these two the one that we're like kind of
You-
most engaged with right now? This
You-
guy's
Well,
you-
one of them
ex-
got-
one of them has been badly hurt and
but the
chased
blue one
away.
he's not in the fight right now, right?
He's
'Cause
about to rejoin, but yes, 3 of them have all been hit once.
But one got charged up.
Yes.
I'm gonna do those two in the middle. The
All right.
pink and orange ones. Dex saving throws.
What do I need to get, Dan?
16.
I have gotten 17 and 13.
Okay, so one of them.
Yeah, we're gonna say the one that was charged up.
Okay, so there's advantage on that one. He's outlined in purple light this time, because why not? As a bonus, I've already given out one of those. Yeah, I don't have another good option right now. Okay. I think that's me. That was not as great a turn as I'd hoped. Sorry. I would hit that one that gives advantage, maybe.
Valenthe.
Did that orange one move?
Yeah, but it took 5 damage from your moonbeam.
Yeah, but did it move
Out of the moonbeam? Yes.
out of the moonbeam? Okay, so I moved the moonbeam.
You move the moonbeam. All right.
right back over that one.
How big is the moonbeam?
5 feet.
Okay, so it is like a one
It's like a
person
one.
moonbeam.
Yeah, it is a.
Spotlight.
Okay, I was like, 'cause maybe you can get
Special.
more than one. It sounds
Nope.
like it's spotlighted on orange.
Unless they're standing on each other.
What was that?
Unless they're standing on each other.
They are not.
So I move it back over it at the start of its turn. It has to
Okay.
do.
What action is required to move it?
It is my action.
That is your action.
Yep,
Is
it requires
continuing
an
to
action
focus moonlight
to
on
move
it.
it.
Okay. Anything else?
I don't think
I don't think
I
so.
have
Probably.
appropriate bonus actions.
Yeah.
So that is my turn.
Nis. You want to do more lightning damage?
I have so many lightning spells, Tony.
Hey, you know what? Somebody went to a fire dungeon with only fire spells.
It's true.
Damn you, Scott McNulty.
When all you have is a fire spell, everything looks like a fire dungeon.
I am gonna
Especially
take
after you
the
cast the fire spell.
the guy that I previously zapped with lightning to charge him up, and I'm gonna shoot at him with a firebolt.
All right.
13 plus 5, 18.
That 18 hits.
Thanks, Dan.
No problem. Technically, I think you had advantage too, because it was the guy, the charged up guy had.
Oh, did he?
Did,
Yeah.
Oh, well then,
Roll again. Worse. Great.
it's fine.
Nailed it.
Okay, that guy takes. Dice are rolling. 11 damage.
What did you say?
Fire. 11 fire.
11
damage.
damage. I heard. I did not hear a number.
11,000 damage.
Did other people hear a number?
I heard
damage.
a lot of.
I heard a lot also.
11.
I heard 11.
11
Okay.
damage.
All right.
Our ears are the same.
1,000 watts.
Fire
Funky
damage,
hip-hop
Tony, not
power.
that dirty, rotten lightning,
Lightning damage that
damage.
heals him. Yep. All right. Nis, all done? You want to bite anybody?
No.
No. Okay. All right. Team Skitter Widget is next. Let's move that blue fellow into the group. And I will say that the pink one does kind of, his eyes are no longer crackling with energy because he has not been recently lightninged. But I do get to roll a zillion attacks on several people. So let's start with Naiasa. 2 bite attacks coming your way. I have rolled a 9 and a 15 are not going to hit you, I don't think. 2 more. How about a 20, math
Yes.
20, and a 12. Math 20 gets you for 10 piercing damage. Takes another nibble out of you. And then 2 tail attacks coming at you. Ooh, 24 and 18.
Oh, both, yes.
All right. This is the first time a tail attack has hit, which is an exciting insight into the nature of the Skitter widget. Each tail attack hits you for 6 piercing damage as you're knocked off your feet, and then the tail discharges 10 lightning damage into you. So each one does 16 damage to you total.
How many of those hit?
2.
So
No,
8 damage total, 6.
32.
No, he's 16.
16
per tail.
twice.
Yeah, 16
32.
twice.
So I'm
You're at 4.
at 4.
Yep, that's
Good
not great.
news. For each of those, make a DC 15 Constitution saving throw to avoid being
Quick question, James.
electrified
Do you
/
also get
stunned.
charged up by lightning?
Yeah.
No. Sorry, say that again because I was being horrified.
Constitution saving throw, please. DC 15. Twice.
Twice.
Constitution saving throw. I'm not bad on Constitution. 15
And one more.
and 14.
And a 14. Which is, mathematically, 1 less than 15.
Yes.
You are stunned. Please look up what stunned is. It's bad.
I got it for you here.
That was just Naiasa. Other things are happening over here to Merdri. Merdri, 2 bite attacks. Those are not going to hit you. 2 more bite attacks. A 23 I feel okay about.
Yep, that'll hurt.
That'll do 10 damage. And 2 tail attacks. Critical and not going to hit you. So, let's see here. You can roll more dice. You get, slammed in the side for
Go to conditions.
Alright, okay.
8 piercing damage from a tail. And can I borrow a bunch of d6s?
Doesn't sound.
Thanks. Yep.
Oh no.
5, 8, 12, 16, 20, 23 lightning damage.
Ow.
How are you?
That hurt. So that was 8 plus another 23.
Yeah?
31.
Okay. So
Okay.
How are you doing, Murray?
Only got a handy calculator app.
54.
So Naiasa is still the one in more dire
And
straits.
so you're still up.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay, because you're a beefy fighter.
Yes.
Do a quick Constitution save to see if you were also stunned by the electricity.
Oh right. Yes.
But that will conclude the Skitter widget's turn, and Murray, you'll be assuming you're not stunned.
Oh, that's not great. I failed the Constitution check.
Please tell him what he's won in terms of stun.
You
on your
are
turn.
incapacitated, can't move, and can speak only falteringly. Attack rolls against you have advantage. You
I also
automatically
imagine you
fail.
are. You're gonna love this, given Murray's backstory. I imagine you are blinking black and white, and we can see your skeleton. But you can't see it. That's the tragedy of the situation.
So
Only there was a mirror.
you automatically fail strength and dexterity saving throws. Stunned encompasses incapacitated, which means you also can't take actions or reactions as long as you are stunned.
I think you basically lose your turn.
Basically, yeah, you're out of the fight for the moment.
That lasts until the end of your next turn.
Okay.
So it is your turn. You are stunned. Is there anything you can do? Nope. Okay. And then you are not stunned.
Okay.
Okay. Naiasa, you are also experiencing that.
So, no actions.
Remember that time I invited you across the country and we played D&D and 4 robots murdered you all?
Almost.
So fun.
So if I'm stunned, I can't do any actions. Presumably that means no bonus actions.
Correct.
Those are a type of action. All right.
Orange, before we move on,
Oh, Orange is still in a movie.
needs to be damaged.
Oh, thank you.
Constitution saving throw 14.
I have rolled a 16. So I will tell you, constructs tend to be that's like their best thing. So
I rolled 15.
so they take
Half
half of
of that.
15. So 7 damage. Okay. These
Well-
constructs are tough.
For the future, I missed a very important thing that I could do. I would get half damage on anything that hit me.
Oh. You have
Uncanny
uncanny
dodge.
dodge.
Yep.
Yeah, that's kind of important.
Yeah, well, you see,
You only
when,
get to do
when
that
I
once.
play, not in person, I have all these things written down on the screen.
Yeah, that would make a big difference.
Yeah.
So I assume it's my turn.
Yeah.
So, question, Tony. They seem to have grouped up a bunch. What would you say a 20-foot sphere could hit now?
3 of them.
Sounds great. I'm doing it. I
Is this some kind of like rock out bard thing?
Yeah, I'm going electric.
Oh.
But not electric because
They love it. You gotta go
acoustic. Oh yeah, I reach over and I unplug my
your bagpipes.
Quewaris
right.
Unplugged.
I choose a point within range and cause psychic energy to explode there. Every creature in 20-foot radius, sphere centered on that point. Intelligence saving throws, please.
All right, which of the 4 do you want to not include in this? I think your choice is either to not include the one that is incredibly damaged or the one that has not been
That one's
damaged.
probably
Yeah.
not gonna get hit. It's those 3 there.
So I'm making 3 intelligence saves.
Correct.
This, I will tell you, as robotic automatons, not their specialty.
Quick question: is their intelligence score at least 2, or at least 3? I guess.
It is 3.
Woo! A creature with intelligence score of 2 or lower can't be affected by the spell, but theirs is 3, so they're fine.
Well, fine or
For me, they're
for
fine.
you? They're not fine.
I'm not judging them from their point of view.
All right, I'm rolling these 3 dice. They're gonna go left or right. All right. Ooh, critical success. 11 minus 4 is
don't worry
7, and 19 minus 4 is
15.
15. How'd I do?
16. So
I only succeeded by rolling a critical. My 19
Correct.
failed. All right, so the most damaged one, though maybe they're about to take half damage. But yeah, so what happens to these
I
fine
borrow
robot friends?
2d6, James. Thank you very much.
How many dice are you rolling there?
Remember when you just rolled a bunch of dice?
Yeah.
Like that.
This will be
Four.
exciting.
So that's 10. That is 8, 12, 15, 16. 16 plus 10, 26 psychic damage.
Anything to the one who survives?
Half as much. And after a failed save, a target has muddled thoughts for 1 minute. During that time, it rolls a d6 and subtracts a number from all its attack rolls and ability checks, as well as Constitution saving throws to maintain concentration, but it can make an intelligence saving throw at the end of each of its turns to end the effect. So basically, they're rolling a d6 to subtract from all their attacks for the next minute, unless they can save.
Okay.
And since their intelligence sucks,
They
my guess
roll a
is
20.
they gotta roll a 20.
Yeah. I will tell you, the blue one is kind of sparking and like twitching. You have bloodied, or whatever the robot version of bloodied is, the pink one, and the orange one has taken a lot of damage.
Let's see, I got a couple bardic inspirations left, but I'm running low. Does anybody need to hit, or
I mean, I'm nearly dead.
I can't? It's not going to do you much. I mean, I'll help you on a death saving throw, but that only really matters if it's going to get you up. I can get you up if you go down, but if I give you hit points right now, you're probably just going to burn through them.
I mean, that's fair. I just need to get out.
If we
here.
can.
We
The
all
big
learned
challenge-
a valuable lesson about touching rubies.
Yeah.
Yeah, touch the ruby, pull the lever.
The tricky thing is going to be, I feel that we're on a clock, so we're not going to be able to rest.
What I'm thinking is, if so long as I can move, I'm gonna get the hell out of here. But we'll come to that.
Okay.
All right, I'm done.
Valenthe.
Did my friend move
I
Out of the beam.
the beam?
don't think so.
Okay, so we will leave that.
Yeah.
And I will also then hit them with an ice knife.
Which of the one that's in the
The
beam?
same one. We're just
Okay.
going to keep hitting that guy.
Beamy.
Beamy.
Let's see.
Unless you hit the one that's sparking already. I mean, if we could take one of them out of the fight.
Okay, sure. I'll do that one.
Okay.
That's the blue one, right?
Yep, correct.
So I create a shard of ice and I fling it at that one.
Mm-hmm.
And 10 is not going to hit it, is it?
I will remind you, I gave you at the start of the session.
Oh, yes.
Inspiration!
Inspiration.
You don't have to use it now. I'm just telling you things.
I feel like it would be good.
Yeah, you know.
I have a question. Does inspiration last between sessions?
Yeah, technically, if you remember.
I did because I clicked the
Oh,
thing.
and my
I have
inspiration?
It doesn't last between adventures.
Roll the 4.
Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
do not have inspiration.
But at least I have old Beamy in the beam.
All right, Nis.
Okay.
Lightning.
Lightning attack the injured guy. I'm going to firebolt the injured
All right.
fellow again. Come on. 14. I don't have inspiration.
Is
there's
it Team
nothing more I
Skitter
can
Widget?
do.
I'm passing the inspiration back to Tony.
Oh, okay.
Because I used
I'll
it.
take it. Oh.
Okay. So it's Team Skitter Widget. Orange starts its turn in a moonbeam and has to do what?
DC 14.
Minus a d6.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Minus
If
a D6.
he's one of the ones that
Roll
was-
that D6, Dan. 'Cause it's your thing.
Roll the d6. 5.
But they're very good. It was Constitution.
Yes.
I got an 18. Their Constitution modifier is +4, which gets me to 22. Minus 5 gets me to 17.
Okay.
All right. Dan, what
But
happens?
you still have to take
I
half
still
damage.
take half damage. Roll it.
That is 13.
Half of 13.
Be me.
I'll chip away at. Also, remember, he's in excruciating pain.
Okay. I will say you bloodied that one also. So blue, orange, and pink are all bloodied. QRs remind me, orange and pink and blue all got hit by your thing. So they're
Only whoever saved did not take that. The one who took half damage would not have the penalty.
okay. And what do the other two have to do? Just every time they get attacked?
D6 every time they roll an attack.
Roll an attack.
Roll an attack.
All right. Well, they're about to roll 1,000,000 attacks.
Okay.
So you want to roll 1,000,000 d6s?
Sure.
I guess we'll roll d6s on things that would be hits, right? How about that? So several attacks coming for. We'll start with Merdri. 2 bite attacks coming your way. That would be a miss. That would be a maths 20 minus a d6.
2.
18.
Miss.
Okay. Tail attack coming your way, Merdri. That would be a 17. 15. Miss. 2 more bite attacks coming your way. That a 16 doesn't hit you. A maths 24 minus
Sorry. 1.
23.
Hits.
All right. You are going to take...
That's a tail hit, too.
That's a tail hit. Sorry. 6 piercing damage, 10 lightning damage, and you got to roll to see if you're stunned again. So that was 2 went for you. 1 is going to start with going for Naiasa. 2 bite attacks. 24.
Yes.
No, these are not.
They're not attacks?
I'm just trying to think. Let's see here.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
Okay. I rolled a critical fail on my Constitution
Saving throw
check.
doesn't matter. It's just a fail.
Yeah, but I'm also going to use my inspiration to try and do it again.
You can do that. Do it.
16, 19.
That does it. I lost track of what I was doing. How many attacks did I roll on Merdri?
That was all of them.
All of them.
You were done.
Definitely all of them.
Why you? Did I roll 2 Skitter Widgets or 1 Skitter Widget's worth of attacks on Merdri? 2.
I think. You were rolling
yeah.
2.
Okay, so I think I'm rolling 2
20s.
more on them. I believe that I rolled the 2, all from the 2 that were shocked on Merdri, the 2 that are not. So 24, not modified by your thing.
That will hit.
All right, that does 10 piercing damage.
Well, I'm kind of on the ground.
You're down. All right. The Skitter Widget just kind of climbs past Naiasa, and it sure looks like Quewaris is next in line there. Tail attack.
Oh boy.
22.
That guy's not penalized?
Nope.
Well, that's bad.
You will take 6 piercing damage and 10 lightning damage, and you have to see if you're stunned.
Okay. 6 pierce damage plus 10, so 16 damage.
Yep.
What am I rolling on?
Constitution. Yeah. DC 15, I believe.
Not great at Constitution. I'm not great at rolling. That was a 4.
All right, you are stunned. I believe there is one.
Not a concentration effect.
All right. I think that's everybody. Merdri, you're stunned. Or no, you saved, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Just.
There is a sparking kind of mass of electronics right in front of you.
Okay, well, I'm going to bash that one.
All right.
And let's see. 23.
23 hits.
And 4 points of damage.
4 points of damage is enough to take out the blue skitter widget. You can push forward and engage another target if you want.
Which one looks to be the most injured?
Orange and pink are both very injured.
Okay, so I will go for orange.
Okay.
And critical miss. And I am also going to, as my bonus action,
Do you get a second? Oh, yeah, that was your second one. Yeah.
I'm going to give a second wind.
Okay. Do you have an action surge you can use? It's a level 9 fighter.
Almost certainly. So you could take it. There's an action surge.
Oh,
so you
yeah,
take
yeah.
another action
Yes.
if you want.
Yeah, I can do an action surge. Yes, I will actually do that. I can only do it once and then a short rest, but
But you can, yeah, and you can also do your. You can still do your surge.
Surge,
or
yes.
Your healing after that.
Good grief, I just can't roll. 14. Yes, and then I will do 1d10. 3, so I gain 11 hit points.
Okay.
So I'm at 39.
Mm-hmm.
Pink guy still has advantage, so it's pink guy, right? The fairy fire.
Yes.
I need to roll a concentration save.
Okay.
Sorry, I was trying to remember. I thought there was something concentration effect. That doesn't impact this. Please continue.
Naiasa, I believe you get to roll a death saving throw.
I do.
Bugger.
For you.
Tony, you can remove the advantage from that. I did
Oh.
not make the concentration save.
I don't think I've done one of these before.
Roll,
Roll
a
d20. Roll high.
15.
That's good.
That's good.
You have
One
succeeded on a
success.
death saving throw.
3 successes and you are stabilized. 3 failures and you're down.
Yep.
1 success.
Strike 1 if strikes were good.
If strikes were good, right?
Yeah.
Ball one? if there were 3 balls.
Quewaris, you're alive.
I'm stunned.
Oh boy.
Valenthe, you're alive.
I am. Did Orange move, little beamy?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, if he didn't move, I could do an ice storm, which is a 20-foot radius.
Does it do lightning?
No, it does
ice.
ice.
They don't like ice. It's bad for their joints.
No, yeah, I've
So
create
you
my
could get
whole
2 of
character
them.
around snow.
I think if you could get 3 of them, if you don't care about James.
I do care about James.
Then you can get 2 of
so
them.
I will get the 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I cast this in a 20-foot radius. A hail of rock-hard ice pounds the ground in a 20-foot radius.
Basement hail.
Yes.
It's basement lightning,
I mean-
basement hail, basement moonbeams.
Each.
I've got 0. Does it matter if you hit me?
Yes.
Just check.
We
You
can
will
still
die.
kill
If you get to your half your negative
I
health.
think it's just your negative outright. It's
Yeah.
unlikely, but it's not great.
We don't want to do that.
I think it has to be in one shot, though, right?
I don't remember the exact
Yeah,
rules.
it's been a while.
It's been a while since someone has tried to murder someone.
So each creature in the cylinder must make a dexterity saving throw.
All right, they're not great at that. A critical fail and a 2.
Yes.
So that didn't work out.
So they take 2d8 of damage, of bludgeoning damage.
Wow.
D8. That is this one.
No.
Nope. Which one?
That
This
one, yep.
one. 2d8, which is 13,
Take 13 damage.
and
And
4d6 of cold
46.
damage. 4,
Cool.
6. Super cool. Okay, I don't have.
There's 2 more over there.
Right out there.
Incidentally, I don't think we've ever covered this before specifically. I had not read this before. So instant death is negative hit point value or exceeds. Damage at 0 hit points. If you take any damage while you have 0 hit points, you suffer a death saving throw failure.
oh,
If it's a critical hit, you get 2 failures.
So that would
if
be
the
real
damage
bad.
equals or exceeds your hit point maximum, you suffer instant death. So there's a lot of ways that could go badly for you.
I'm glad you avoided me.
How much cold damage?
10.
10 cold damage.
Now the storm disappears because it's instantaneous.
Oh, nice.
But the terrain is now difficult terrain because there is all sorts of icy,
Nice. Okay.
rocky hail.
Hail bits everywhere. All right. Nis, if you could somehow save the day.
Who's injured and who's not?
Orange and
Among
pink are both very, very injured. The one with no hoop is basically uninjured.
Orange and pink are very, very injured.
Yeah.
Okay.
And orange takes damage at the start of its turn from moonbeams.
Okay. Orange and pink, you say?
I do.
Dan, can I borrow some D4s?
Absolutely.
I have like 3.
3d4. This magic missile.
Yeah, I'm tired of missing.
You're not even rolling a hit. You just
I'm tired of missing. I'm just tired of it.
Got some.
Okay. For fun, orange will take 3 damage. Pink will take 5 damage. All right, that's it. It's magic missile. That's not. It only does what it does.
Yep.
It hits.
But I
and that's your turn.
And that's my turn.
All right. Orange starts its turn in the thing.
Moonbeam.
Moonbeam. I roll. I think. That's not gonna do it.
It's not going to do it?
Well, it's not gonna. Bad for it. Good for you.
Good for me.
Good for Team Annette.
13.
All right. It is barely hanging
Oh,
in
come
there.
on!
All right. So I've got 3 skitter widgets left. Oh, but two of them still brain zapped from you, or did that wear off at the end of their turn?
Have they been saving?
They have not succeeded yet.
Yeah.
All right.
Still penalized.
So 2 of them are still zapped. 1 of them is not. I think they will clank forward and try and climb over the hail and body of Naiasa and such. Who will be their target? So this one is definitely still. Does he have a hoop anymore?
Yeah, he was orange.
He's.
I think
He was orange.
switched
I
them.
just swapped them. Haha, that's not good.
Don't try to trick us, Tony.
This is orange. Orange is the most damage.
Yeah.
Orange is still squared off with Merdri. Pink, I'm going to say, is going to go for Quewaris.
I'm not a front line.
And
Can I talk to this?
And I'm going to say,
convince it of the error of its
and
ways.
the third one is going to go for Valenthe. So orange, pink, and third one for Valenthe. Let's start with Valenthe because that one has not had its brain zapped. So 2 bite attacks.
Shoot. No, wait. I'm no longer stunned. Whew. End of the turn, right? It wore off.
Yep.
2 bite attacks on Valenthe. Those are a 16 to hit and 12 to hit.
16 hits.
10 piercing damage. Tail attack. 10 is not going to hit you.
Nope.
All right. 2 bite attacks on Merdri, but these will have a d6, or I guess I say it at the end of their turn probably. I rolled 19 and 19. I think Merdri needs those to be slightly penalized, please.
4 and a 3.
Perfect.
Okay, so you survive both of those. Tail attack goes for Merdri. That's a math's 20.
That's 4.
16?
No.
All right.
That's
And that was 1. And then this is Quewaris. Quewaris, 2 bite attacks.
These guys are not nerfed.
These ones are. Math's 20 and 25.
All right. I need to roll. Let me do those separately. The
Yeah.
20, 25. 25 one doesn't matter. It's going to hit no matter
All
what.
right.
The 20.
6.
That will not hit.
All right. So you'll take 10 piercing damage. Tail attack, which is the worst one, 13. Now let me roll to see if they say this is intelligence.
Yeah.
What do I need to get? I need to get a critical.
Yeah,
that
you
was
need
what we established.
Mm-hmm.
So my 19 doesn't do it.
You're right.
I believe I did all 3, right? They attacked Valenthe, they attacked
Yeah.
Quewaris, they attacked Merdri.
We are amazingly all still up.
You're also up, and no one had got stunned that round, which is the thing that really kills you. Murray,
So to speak.
you are face to face with an orange guy that just needs to be like slapped.
All right, so let's see if we can roll a 20 Yes, and then we need to do 5 points of damage. Then I'm gonna hit it again.
5 points of damage takes it down.
Nice.
Yes.
Go for pink.
Yeah. Okay. Oh. 16.
16 doesn't hit. Pink is no longer fairy fire. 16 doesn't
Correct.
hit.
Okay. And that is all I can do.
Death saving throw, Naiasa.
19.
That's good.
Positive strike too.
Quewaris.
All right, 2 things. 1, vicious mockery on that one with pink.
Does some kind of saving throw, I think.
Your mother was a dishwasher.
What am I? Is it wisdom that it's rolling?
Yes.
I got a 15.
That is not enough. It needs a 16.
What happens to?
2d4 psychic damage. 6 psychic damage. Also,
right.
more importantly, disadvantage on the next attack roll it
disadvantage.
makes before the end of its next turn. And then as a bonus action, healing word on Naiasa.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to give you a beefed up one because let's get you some extra hit points. 3d4. 1, 2, and 3. That's 4. 9 plus 4. 13 hit points.
Starting from 0. All right. Valenthe. The skitter widget that was in your moonbeam has died.
I know.
So I don't know if you just get to keep moving the moonbeam.
I can, because I don't think I can do another ice storm without, because they're sort of between Naiasa
That would
and
probably
us.
be hard. Yeah.
So I will move the moonbeam onto pink.
Okay. Pink will probably die at the start of its turn.
Good.
Okay. Is that your turn?
That is my action.
Nis.
Not pink. Who's our remaining?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
basically
no,
unmarked.
Unmarked, yeah.
Dude at all.
And has not been hit.
Basically
at all,
not been hit, yeah.
Ugh.
It's gonna change right now.
Right the hell now.
I mean, yeah. I have all of my things are lightning bolts is the problem.
That's why you got to diversify your portfolio.
Yeah.
I just got a lot of lightning. I'm
Have
heavy
you
lightning.
considered some kind of index fund magic?
Well, I have a fire one, but it's going to incinerate Naiasa, so I can't really.
I
do
just invested heavily in her future.
that. So, Dan,
Yeah.
Tony, somebody got a lot of D4s. Give me some D4s.
I mean,
I'm shopping for D4s here. That's great.
All the D4s.
I'll take these. These are from you, and these are from Dan. All right. And I'm just going to the bad guy because the other guy's going to die in a moonbeam, right? Mm-hmm. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Your dice suck, James.
So I've been told.
Can I have the teal one?
1, 1, 4.
got a 4.
Okay, so 6 plus. What did I say that was?
4, I think.
4, 10 damage on the other one.
No, that is
That's it.
a little disappointing for a high level. That's some Regdar magic missiling there.
You know, D4s are bad.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
But I've lost all confidence to hit these guys.
Pink starts its turn in the moonbeam and rolled incredibly poorly. See how badly you murder it with moonlight.
Moonbeam.
14.
You needed 3. It is destroyed by radiant light.
Well done.
A single skitter widget remains, but we've seen them stun you and do bad things to you before. So I've got 1 skitter widget left, and I think it was going for Valenthe. Is that true? Yeah, so it's just going to keep going for Valenthe. 2 bite attacks. 16 and critical. It's a 16 hit.
They both do.
The first one will do 10 damage. The second one...
Oh no, he's making faces.
25 damage as it just chews a chomp out of your leg. And then the tail attack. 8 is not going to hit you. Okay.
Are you still up?
Yeah. I am now down to what is 47 minus 35? 12.
Murdy,
That's
there's
less than
a
me.
single skitter widget left.
All right. I guess
Focus fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on. We can do it.
Okay, so let's see. We'll do miss, and then I will miss again. 16 doesn't hit, right?
16 does not hit.
Yeah.
Their armor. I'll just tell you, their armor class is 18.
Yeah.
All right, Naiasa, you're awake.
Yeah.
A lot of your blood is underneath you.
Yeah. I mean,
All right, this is what we call DPS time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been. It's time to do the work.
yeah, I'm just trying to. Okay, I'm going to have to do. Attempt a sneak attack with psychic blades because I can't do. I mean, it'll be a sneak attack because they thought I was dead. But,
Yeah, it's the sneakiest.
Well, they're next to it, all of us.
Yeah. Next.
but also, I can also do the thing where if I miss, I can try and hit, so I can add a D8. So let's see.
That's your. So try to miss, I guess.
No, what? Try to hit. Try to
Try
hit.
to hit.
You're great. You're great at
Bold
sports.
All right. What's the worst that could happen?
Don't. Oh,
We
my
already said
God.
that.
Why would you
Just
say
said
that?
that.
Just roll the damn die.
Oh.
It was a 6.
You get to add 12 to it.
I could add 8 to it.
Well, what's your attack bonus?
Oh, good point. I mean, like, things have been going quite poorly, so I forgot. So,
James,
She was just
James
dead.
is up rolling a new character and writing a backstory for them.
so I'm at
Third sister appearance.
Exactly.
who looks very suspiciously there. So I'm at 14.
You need 4 more.
And I
Yeah,
can
that's a good
add,
opportunity to add that.
Where
A
is
D8.
it?
Is it a D8?
I think it was a D8. Yeah, it's a D8.
So you got about 50-50 chance.
Yes. What's the best that could happen?
There you go. Now you're talking.
Yeah. Growth mindset.
Okay.
Now you get to roll like a fistful of dice.
Yeah. So this is, first of all, we get 1d6 plus 4, which is 7.
So I'm starting with 7, or you're going to do math at the end.
You're going to do math.
All right.
Your face is going to do math.
The power has shifted in the room.
5d6, so that is 7, 10, 15. Another 15 damage.
So you're at 22, I think.
And then
And then
another second knife. Bounced off.
okay.
Well, no, hang on. Let's see.
It's Lutzian. Positively Lutzian.
So that's 15.
Did you mark him as your Corey?
Sorry?
No.
But can I do the sight bolstered knack? It's a special action.
What is the text of that? It says basically you're trading like a...
Basically, I'm using one of my psionic energy dice to...
How many of those do you have?
I have 8. I think this is the 8th.
I mean, sure.
Real quick while he figures that out.
That's your call. But let me put it this way. If we're dead, you can't use it later.
Yes.
I mean, there is that. Every little helps.
Can you roll enough that... What did you roll on your die to hit? Was it a 7?
I think it was a 7 plus 8.
It's 15.
15.
You just need to roll 3.
Yeah.
So it's better. That's better than your last shot.
I mean, it's not going to do a lot of damage.
Well, because you can't do sneak attack again. Is this only going to do one dagger with damage?
So, no, this is because it's a bonus one.
You can only do one dagger with a damage.
Yeah, it's 1d4 plus 4.
Do you have 2-weapon fighting? Because it's in most cases you can't even add the bonus to the to a offhand attack.
Well, then
It's usually just a 1d4.
then it's a 1d4.
Yeah, that's not worth it.
No, I mean, like if I still miss, it doesn't use the thing, but it's still only going to do full damage.
It's not worth it.
No, let's save that.
You're only going to get 4 damage out of it max, and probably 1.
But should I get the hell out of Dodge?
Health was a team resource.
You are also the damage dealer. We need you to kill that.
You're never allowed to run away. I don't know why you
I
thought
don't-
that was okay in any game.
Yeah, you can move away from it,
Well, I'm just
but
saying.
don't leave the room.
No, I'm not saying. Okay.
Do you want to go down the spooky hallway?
The answer is no. The answer is get up and just move away from the skitter widget, and then come back and kill it the next turn. We gotta kill this thing.
Do you want to go explore the rubble over there?
He's trying to trap you.
Do you want to stand under the hot tubes that have embers floating at
I'm just checking, and it's a bonus action for my.
Some turns are different lengths.
Yeah.
Different people.
I just remember
Like
moving.
different things.
So, bonus action, I can do the teleport, which is basically line of sight anywhere.
You didn't already do a bonus action to do your last blade?
No, the last
Okay.
blade thing never happened.
right.
We decided.
Wasn't worth it.
Wasn't
So
worth it.
yeah, I mean, if you want to get a line of fire, but I don't think you're in the line of fire. I think it's chewing
I
down
can
on the
also
rest of us.
shove it.
That's
So,
fine.
like, shove it 5 feet away or something.
But it doesn't. If it's not gonna fall down, it doesn't matter. It'll just walk back up to us.
Yeah. Okay.
so-
Right. I am.
All right. Quewaris.
Finally took his finger off the piece.
Yep.
All right, so there's one left. Okay,
Oh, I'm standing.
let us. Actually, this worked great last time. Let's do it again. I'm gonna beef it up a little bit because I haven't used this one. I am burning through spell slots. I hope this is. Spell or dissonant whispers.
Is that a wisdom save for them?
That is indeed a wisdom
They
save.
fail.
Great. It's gonna take some extra damage because I've cast it at 4th level.
Oh.
1 0 0 0 1 1 0 0 3.
9, 13, 18,
What?
23,
Try Mary.
25 damage. Plus, it's got to run away, which means anybody standing next to that thing gets a whack at it, including,
All right.
I think, Naiasa, who can deal sneak attack damage
Yes.
again.
Okay.
Roll your attacks. It scampers for the hallway. That attack bloodied it. 3 melee attacks
Okay,
may
so I
further
got-
really badly hurt it.
5 plus 8.
13.
26.
13. But do I do my plus a.
If you're going to do it, this is the time to do it.
Yeah, okay.
What you did,
My scimitar came and 26.
26 hits. Roll
Nice.
damage.
Not a lot, but
Every little bit
7.
7 damage. Naiasa.
I am going to try and turn this. What was it I had? I had.
Yes, do you have like a stick or something?
Is it in my range too?
I don't know.
It's right here.
It's pretty
He's
close.
next to all of us, really.
Yeah, unless you were way back.
What did I say? I
Yes, yes, you do get.
This is not my
Okay.
turn to keep track.
rolled? I know. I think it was. I think I got to 13.
Yes, that sounds about right.
All right. So I will attempt with my last psionic dice thing. I got a 3.
16. Not enough.
No.
Birdie.
No.
Not enough. Miss.
Kill it with a stick.
Or a
Yeah,
punch.
I got a dagger.
Yeah. That'll
That'll
do.
do.
Hey, 21.
Nice
Roll
job.
damage.
It's another D4, friends. D4. 5.
All right.
For my next action, what I'm going to do, Tony, is take a stick. I'm going to throw it under the flames and
Yeah.
say fetch.
I'm not standing on the floor.
Was this all Quewaris' very long turn?
Yes.
Not all of it.
But a lot of
Mostly.
it.
Mostly.
Valenthe, there's one badly
It ran
injured
away.
skitter widget left.
It ran away.
Oh, and it
as
has
far
to
as
run
possible.
away down the hallway.
I can move. How far can I move that moonbeam?
That's a good question.
60 feet.
Yeah, so I probably can move it still.
You're gonna have to move to the door to see where it went.
Okay, so I will take a couple steps forward
All right.
and I will move my moonbeam.
I like to move the moonbeam. I like to move the moonbeam.
I was thinking
I like to move the moonbeam.
You
move
can
me
see-
so I can see
Moonbeam.
Dream.
by the doorway.
You head to
At
the
the
doorway,
edge.
looking down a long, dark hallway. You see the skitter widget pretty far down that hallway, disappearing into the dark, but within moonbeam range.
Yes, I will moonbeam it.
All right, you place a moonbeam on it. Yes.
Yeah, I'm also going to come down
Mm-hmm.
so I can see down the hallway.
Yep.
And we're just going to try it because, you never know. You never know. It might work. It might be okay. Oh, it's 24 to hit.
Full damage.
Oh,
What
wow.
did you roll?
That is a like an 18.
Well, what is it? What do you
Fire-
Firebolt.
Terrible.
17.
Okay. 17.
17, 2d10.
17 is enough. The last skeleton crumbles to the ground into metal pieces.
That was intense.
Let us leave this place and never come back.
Let's go push the button now. They can
Naiasa-
take the place as far as I'm concerned.
Naiasa and Valenthe and Nis, you were right by the door because you attacked the skitter widget as it ran down the hallway, and far away in the dark.
I saw him hide this earlier. It's very smooth.
A strange insectoid creature comes lurching out of the darkness at you. It is an immense 10-foot tall kind of spider dragonfly thing with sword pincer arms, and it looks unwell.
Stunky?
It's not stunky. Is this how our adventure ends? Murdered by bugs in a basement? Will we find out what's the deal with Stonky? How are they going to launch this tower? Who would possibly join this cult? And why the nicknames? For answers to questions such as these, tune in sometime to the next Total Party Kill. The end. Thank you and good night.
The Incomparable Podcast Network. Become a member and support this show today. theincomparable.com/members